So, this is the date, 17th of Desnes. This is about 1 month forward from when we last met. And this is kind of where you guys would have been starting if you were doing kingdom management anyway. So what you see in front of you is a map with the gold outline. The gold outline currently is your barony. Anything within the gold outline is kind of in your jurisdiction and your responsibility. If an evil necromancer rises from his grave inside that gold barrier, he's your problem. And it's your responsibility to get rid of him. And also, because you guys have secured at least some funds to jumpstart your kingdom, you guys currently do have some mercenaries patrolling within this gold barrier. So whenever you guys have a protected area and mercenaries patrolling it, when you can freely travel inside the hexes, you can voluntarily camp, but you're generally not going to be attacked while you're inside your own capital. But that doesn't mean that attacks can't happen inside the capital, but you're not going to be like random rolling when you camp. However, the minute you leave the gold area, you're going to be random attacked. You don't get any special bonuses for traveling inside your kingdom because, roads are being built in your kingdom, but they're not going to mechanically affect you because, that's part of the kingdom building rules. So you still have to take the normal amount of time to travel inside your kingdom, but you're not going to be randomly attacked. So that's the idea of the gold thing. And if something happens within these gold lines, it's happening within your kingdom and you're responsible for it. Or it's probably going to affect you somehow since this is your kingdom. So that's what the gold outline is. Just to review some of the choices you guys made. You guys have chosen to accept this gentleman named Lebeda. Where is he? So let me just bring this back so you guys can see this from last time. So you guys chose to ally with Lander, and what appealed to you about him is that he does not have any political power anymore. His family has been disgraced, but he still has a small fortune, which he wanted to invest into your kingdom for the role of emissary, and you accepted his offer. You turned down both the Sertovas and the Aldoris, which are currently having a kind of a civil war, near civil war dispute in Brevoy. The situation, as you have heard over the last month, has gotten more and more intense. But because you have not allied with either of them and snubbed them both, neither of them are kind of willing to upset you in case you would ally with the other side. So they're both leaving you alone for the time being, and you are kind of trying to not get involved in their little family squabbles. You guys have also made an offer to Deacon Erden of Mivan to try to improve your relationship with Mivan in terms of their trade because of the taxation of people coming across their waterways. Unfortunately, you sent the emissary back, but you've heard word that they've not accepted your offer because in reality you don't have much power as a burgeoning country, and they have a lot of power. They have a lot of money, and they make a lot of money from their merchant vessels, from their mercantile business. Presently, they're not really accepting your offer. Was that you wanted to tax the merchant vessels, whatever you want to tax, and you will honor their taxes. But the thing is, you have to enforce your own taxes. They're not going to be enforcing your taxes. And this is not uncommon, as you found out, over the course of the last few days. It's not uncommon for another country to kind of screw you over because you're not very powerful. If you're not big enough of a country, you don't have an army, you're not strong, you're not respected, they're not gonna bend over backwards for you. Also, you have because you have rejected the emissary from Pitax. Currently, you don't have you have no diplomatic relations with Pitax whatsoever. You did not make a good impression on the emissary that came, as you turned her down. So Pitax, they're not openly hostile to you, but they're not friendly with you, and they're not trading with you. So that's where your country stands. In addition to this, over the course of the last month, as promised, there has been a huge influx of refugees from the Fourth Crusade. There's been about 1,000 refugees that have settled in your country. They're all around your capital at the moment because it's the most well-defended area. They've begun setting up farms, and there is a little bit of product and trade that is coming in, but certainly not enough to sustain your country at the moment. And by the end of, let me see, by the end of, you guys have gotten it in fair, so by the end of the same time next year, those mercenaries will have finished their duties, and you are expected to have an army. Otherwise, you're not going to be well defended. So this is where you're at. Right now, because we're in a chapter 4, and we're in a higher chapter in the game. The way the game is going to be run is good. There's going to be a little bit of a difference than the way it was run before. It was almost completely linear before, where every night you showed up, I have a plan of what's going to happen, and I have a quest for you, and I just keep pushing you down the railroad with quests and quest hooks. So at this point, I'm not going to necessarily give you a quest hook. This is freeform. You decide what you want to do. You roleplay how you want to do it. There is more than enough rules in the Pathfinder rule set for you to do whatever the hell you want. And then at certain points, when you activate certain triggers, then I will give you a quest. I will give you a quest hook. Presently, you don't have any quest hooks whatsoever except for one, which is Valerie is going to be taken by the Mosquito Witch unless you get a couple of thousand. It was 5,000. You guys currently have about 3,000 already. Unless you come up with 5,000 gold in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 10 months, so you're still early. You're already more than halfway there. So you don't currently have any quests. You can't level up unless you complete quests or kill monsters and stuff. And if you don't level up, the story's not going to happen. So that's where we're at right now. So what I want is I want you guys to. So now we're in a sandbox mode. This is a kind of a different style of play. But this is the way the game was kind of meant to be played once you get to this point. You're not managing the kingdom, but your character's stories and your adventure is still very freeform. So right now, it's the 17th of May, or Desnus, and it's early in the morning. Of course, Ehrman, who's not going to be here today, he is the Baron, and he is busy in court. You guys have begun restoring the castle. It's a lot more functional, but it's not very pretty. But now you at least have a throne room. So he's in a throne room, and he is taking nonstop kind of, state matters. Like he didn't realize that becoming a ruler is gonna involve this much paperwork. But he's just sitting there attending meetings. Listening to different emissaries from different places, and he's very preoccupied. And you guys are kind of left off on your own. What would you like to do?
Then, John, there is something I was wondering.
Yeah.
What happened with Talos' quest of the Fangberries?
He brought them back, and he got rewarded with a special shield boss.
Yeah, I got the Dragon Crest room, so I could smash people with my shield and blow up potions.
Yeah, he got a very, very unique item where he can attach an alchemical potion to his shield and smash somebody with it.
Very cool, unique item.
And then we haven't heard anything else from our friendly lizard.
What friendly lizard?
the one that is
Tortuccio?
Oh, yeah, that kobold, yes. So you guys do get daily reports from the people. The mercenary group is very professional that was hired. It was the best mercenaries that money could buy. I mean, Lander did not spare any expense. He pretty much devoted his entire fortune to hire these mercenaries. So they're very professional. They're trained fighters. So they give you daily reports, and in their reports, they have come and reported that there have been kobold sightings throughout the lands, throughout farms. There have not been any attacks so far, but it's been making the farmers a little bit, kind of worried that there's kobolds gathering in the area, even though you guys had thought that you destroyed the clan of kobolds here, but there have been more kobolds. There's no word of a purple kobold, though.
Okay, and a question, John. Has there been any reports of like a warg attacks or like wolves? Because I noticed that warg that respected the Stag Lord, but that doesn't mean he respects us.
Oh, it's a good thing you asked. Because that you have just triggered an event when you ask about that. When you ask the mercenary guard if there's any stories of so the guard says, why do you ask that? I mean, it's just coincidental, but there has been something like that. I just haven't investigated, so I haven't reported to you. It's a guard named Homan. He's the head of the mercenaries, and he reports to you guys directly. He's like, well, my lords, I was going to investigate this situation myself, but I, that's why I didn't report it to you yet. He says, you see, there's a farmer. He is waiting outside the castle gates, and he is extremely distraught. He demands to speak to the Baron personally, and he is holding some sort of bag. But we wouldn't just let him in the castle. I mean, I need to go and vet him and find out who he is first. But he says that there's been like some sort of beast attack on his farm.
We've first come across this word. Very dangerous. It let us pass on a promise of taking out the Stag Lord. So maybe if we speak to it, we can calm it down. But the Baron is predisposed right now. How about he talks to the rest of us?
He says, well, certainly, my lords. You have the same authority as the Baron. I understand that, of course.
Wait, John, is this farmer nearby, or are we going to him?
Oh no, he is waiting outside the castle. He's a peasant, so he can't just walk in the castle. But he is requesting to speak to the Baron himself. He says what's happening is so important. He has to speak to the Baron himself, and he won't speak to anybody else. And the Holman is going to go outside, and he's like, I haven't vetted him. I don't know what his intentions are. I don't know if he is planning something nefarious. He says, by protocol, we usually at least, find out who these people are before we let them into the castle. He says, but if you wish for me to just lead him in, I can do that.
We can always just go to him. It's like, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just...
Well,
I think we'd be fine if we just let him in. He's just a peasant.
but why won't so just trying to get some background on it, I kind of missed a little bit of it. His farm is being attacked, or his farmlands region is being attacked.
So Holman says, well, I didn't get a clear story from him yet. I was just about to go speak to him before I gave you the morning report. But what he has been claiming is that there is some sort of beast that has attacked somebody in his farm. and he is demanding to speak to the lord of the castle himself. He's like, it's a pretty unusual request. So even bandit attacks or things like that, it would be generally they would report it to the guards and they would not demand to speak to the lord of the castle. I don't know what he's about. From what I'm being told, he's extremely distraught and acting irrationally. So that's why I don't want to introduce a threat into the castle.
Yeah, but can't we? I mean, Neg would try and calm him down and suggest that all of us here, are the closest companions of the Baron, and we could help you.
I'm sure, I'm sure if all of you decided to go speak to him, I'm sure he'd be okay with that. But he knows who the leaders of this of this nation are. Of course, even if the Baron himself can't speak to him, I'm sure he'd be okay to speak to you. I don't see what's specifically speaking to the Baron has anything to do with it. Generally, if any farmers have a complaint, they have to take it up the chain of command. They usually complain to the guard, but he won't even speak to the guard. He says what he has to say has to be for the leadership.
Well, should we talk to him?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I was saying that
do that.
we don't want to let him come inside. It makes it seem a bit more official. I may be more willing to talk.
He's like, well, where would you like to speak to him? Would you like to speak to him in the Great Hall? The throne room currently is preoccupied. The Baron presently is in a tense meeting with his emissary, with a Lebeter about the Mivan issue. So, would you like to meet in the Great Hall? Presently, we have some mercantile guilds that are in the Great Hall, waiting to speak to the Baron as well. Or would you like to? Would you prefer to speak to him in private quarters?
Do we have inns and taverns in the town, or where our castle is, or
so you have a budgeting. I mean, obviously, if you have farms in the castle, you have a budgeting inn and blacksmith, and just things that would befit a growing town.
No, this needs to be in the castle, and I would suggest a private room.
Yeah, a private room would be better. No reason to go to Great Hall and scare all the merchants.
As long as there's flowing ale, I totally agree.
So you would like to speak to him in a private room in a tavern, in the town tavern, or the inn?
Somewhere in the castle.
I thought it was in castle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you tell Holman to bring him to one of the private rooms in the castle, and you guys kind of go into one of the few empty rooms that are in the castle that haven't been totally furnished yet. But the castle itself, the foundation has been rebuilt, so you can traverse it freely without kind of being afraid you're going to fall through a hole in the floor or anything. And you guys wait, and about 20 minutes later, Holman brings in this distraught-looking old man he's got a beard, he's got bloodshot eyes. He looks like he has been weeping nonstop for days. He looks emaciated, he looks tired, weary, and he is carrying a burlap sack that is soaked with blood. And he looks at you, he says, "My lords, you must help me. Disaster, I say." He screams out as he falls to his knees and puts his head on the ground. So the way he's actually greeting you and bowing to the ground is more exaggerated than what is expected for a baron. And he starts weeping and drops his bloody sack on the ground.
Great.
Right.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna start picking him up so he's not on the ground. And what is your name?
My name is Tomas. My lord, I lost my daughter. The beast killed my daughter.
I'm gonna usher him to a seat and go read a little bit. And when you say a beast, what type of beast?
He starts crying. He says, "I don't know." And then he points at the bloody bag on the ground. And then your guard captain looks at you and he says, "My lord, would you like me to open that?"
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you guys are kind of, high nobility now. You wouldn't be dirtying your hands with the stuff in the castle. You guys. So Holman goes over and he opens the burlap sack and he looks inside and you can see that he's a grizzled, hardened veteran, and even he kind of starts flinching and makes just a disgusted face. He looks at you guys and he says, "My lord, I don't think I should put the contents of this bag out here. I'm afraid there's body parts in here. Several body parts." He says, "It looks like it's been, it's just absolutely ripped apart. I think there's a person."
I'd ask the farmer. Neg would ask the farmer, "Whose body parts are these?"
"It's my daughter, Saki. Oh, God rest her soul, my sweet daughter. Only 16 years old. Who could have done this? It's not natural, it's a demon." He screams as he wails in grief.
Yikes.
Where and when did this happen?
He says, "I don't know, but I found her. Yesterday morning. She likes to go out in the evenings to gather strawberries. Because in the evening time she really likes to go out in the moonlight and go onto our pond, and we have a strawberry patch, and she's been doing this since she was a young child. I've never had any problems. We live in a safe place. Well, I thought it was safe, but then she never came back, and yesterday morning I went out to look for her, and this is what I found."
Tomas, has there been any other... I know you said it's a generally safe place, but have you seen any strangers, any new sounds, appearances since before her...
I need a diplomacy check to gather information. The man is very distraught, so if you see if you can get anything from him.
So we need us to make a diplomacy check?
You can... well, I think that Talos is the one asking, so you should
Okay.
make one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I set the DC. Oh no, you guys are level 4. The DCs are a little bit higher than that. So the man is so distraught that he's kind of mumbling incoherently. He's not able to give you much further history at this point.
I go near him and take the bloody bag from the guard and say, "May your daughter feel rest. No worries. We'll find out what's wrong. But for that, we need a little bit more information. I know they may sound very harsh, but with more information, we can help you find what happened with your daughter." And can I draw diplomacy?
Yeah, the DC has gone up because he's already very distraught. But yes, you can roll a diplomacy.
Yeah, I'll forget that.
No, he's very messed up. He says, "My daughter, she's all I have in this world after my wife died. I have nothing else. I've lost everything. And he continues to cry and sob.
Neg would say to him, "Sir," or not sir, but what's his name? His name again is Tomas. Tomas.
Yeah, Tomas.
I mean, the crying's not going to help you at all. Why not? I mean, we could possibly go to these farmlands and try and vanquish your daughter for this beast. Would that not alleviate some of your grieving?"
Sure. If you want to try another diplomacy check on him, the DC
Alright.
keeps going up every time you fail. So everybody can try,
Great.
but if the DC may get so high, you can't succeed.
All right, I'm gonna try. Oh no!
Oh
it's a nine.
no! You would have succeeded if you had if you were the first one to try.
Yeah, it was fine.
I was one off.
Yeah. So the man becomes completely inconsolable. At this point, Tristan kind of overhears what's going on, and he comes over to provide some counseling and relief. And he takes the man away. He says, "My lords, give me some time with him. He is in such horrible shock. He is suffering so badly. Let me alleviate his pain." He says, "Maybe we can ask him later when he feels a little bit, more clear. But presently, he needs to grieve." And Tristan takes him away, but they leave that bag in this room. And you can see that even the captain of your guard, he's kind of looking at it and he's getting a little squeamish about it.
I have it in my hand because I said that I pick it up.
Yeah.
Then I decide that I want to investigate a little bit more the bag.
Okay.
Can I do a nature or medicine check to see if I see something abnormal about it?
So are you going to look at the contents of the bag?
Yes.
So you open up the bag, and there are a few human remains in there. There is a foot, there are 2 arms, and there are a bunch of possibly some organs. So you take at first glance, these all of these kinds of body parts are kind of in pretty bad shape. They've been kind of, because they've been sitting out in the sun for a while, they've been degrading a little bit. So it's going to take a little bit more finesse to figure out what's going on. Medicine check will be appropriate.
Okay. I'm going to go for it.
There you go.
Whoa, that is a critical success. 31 beats it by 10. So when carefully examining the remains, you realize that they all belong to the same person, a young girl, as described by Homan. This is probably his daughter Saki, and she was killed by some extraordinarily strong animal. There are both claw and bite marks in it. You notice that there's something really kind of strange about the bite marks, because the areas where she was bitten seems to have not bled for some reason, and it's not clear why. However, everywhere where she was ripped with claws, it's macerated, bleeding all over. It's bleeding. I mean, at this point, it's not bleeding anymore. The body's been kind of out in the sun for a while. But you did notice something something a little unusual about this.
Okay.
Okay, John, out there question. But since I'm a vampire, would I be able to tell if it seemed like wherever was bitten was drained the blood, they kind of sucked it, or?
You can roll a medicine check to see if you think the blood was drained.
So when I was checking all this, I went to you guys and started telling you guys all about this and the bite.
You don't have any modifier to that roll.
I do not.
Yeah, what's your modifier for medicine?
It is actually exactly 0.
Oh, for medicine? I thought you were medicine was part of your background.
No, you let me change. We talked about last session.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you changed it. You can't tell if this body has been drained of blood.
Okay.
The bite marks are not vampire bite marks. They seem to be monster or animal bite marks, like something a bear would make. Not an owl bear. They're not beak marks. Like maybe like a regular run-of-the-mill bear.
Oh, let's hunt an owl bear. Come on.
You guys already saw an owl bear, and Owlbears are not. Owlbears are property of wizards. So I don't know how
question
much
with
more
this-
owlbears we can have.
Can I use nature to see if I may know something about this type of item?
Yeah, I can. You can roll it, sure. It'll be a very high DC.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Go ahead. No, you're not. You're not sure enough about what's just from the having these remains. If you had a lot more, if you had more things to look at, maybe a fresh corpse or something, you might be able to find out more. But with these macerated remains, there's not that much.
Mhm.
So guys,
It does sound like a good job for us. It sounds like this is something that we could put to an end. That's all I'm thinking.
Holman says, well, it's, this is appears to be some sort of animal or monster attack within within the limits, even close to the walls of the castle. Holman says, this is really our responsibility of us mercenaries guarding the place. Do you want me to investigate this, or do you want to kind of take it upon yourselves to investigate it?
can I ask you outside of our role playing?
Yeah.
What would the difference be if we go by ourselves and we do the
that I'm not going to tell you. It's part of the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
wanted to know if it was like a different type
Well,
of.
of course there's a difference, but part of the difference is the choice you make. So you find out depending on the choice you
Okay.
make. So
I think we
because
should go investigate
there's no cat kingdom building, so it's just pretty much whatever I make up. So I can't.
Right.
Holman says, we mercenaries have been very well paid to take care of your kingdom for the year, and something like this is definitely within our duties to try to investigate. And Holman says, I'd be happy to investigate it unless you want to take it upon yourselves to investigate this. He says, I can give you directions to Tomas's farm if you want to go and look at the crime scene. Though I'm not really sure this is a crime. I don't know if this is a wild animal attack or a monster. It's hard to tell at this point.
That's
I
true,
think we should go
it's
do it.
already.
Yeah, like Scarlet already, you pretty well have identified that it was some sort of animal, right? Or monstrous animal type.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's weird. So I suggest we should investigate this because not all monster attack like this, especially
I
the Bart
agree.
Mike.
Nick, I
And
agree.
you guys mentioned
Yeah.
that the warg that you had encountered earlier. Just to point out, the warg, that location that you encountered the warg is 1 hex to the right of your castle.
Yeah.
And Tomas's farm is 2 hexes to the left of your castle.
Okay. I think that's a great idea. We should go. Let's be bold. Let's go for the glory. Let's vanquish this terrible beast.
All right. So if you want to head out and investigate this, is there any NPCs, any party NPCs that you would like to take with you tonight?
Ooh. Who's our best fighter NPC? I can't remember.
I don't.
Valerie.
We got Valerie. We got Lindsay.
I know those. Yeah,
You got
Valerie's a good
no.
fighter.
You got Jathal. Knock knock. You put to death, and Amiri's dead.
Right. So we have 3.
Kanera and Kaliki have not joined your party as playable NPCs at this time. Oh no, you got Tristan too, if you want. But no, Tristan's busy right now. He's trying to console Tomas.
He's got to hold the fort.
Yeah.
Well, our Baron's so busy.
Should take Jathal.
All right.
Do you want to take Jathal?
I think Airman had Jathal's character sheet.
Well,
probably not
yeah. Well, whichever NPC you take, you got to run it. So, if you don't know how to run an NPC, Don't take him.
Yeah. Let's take Valerie then. I mean, I'm okay with either of those two. I know that Lindsay would help a lot, but she would not be the best for taking on a strong beast. She would be taking a lot of notes whenever she had a chance instead of fighting.
Well, each
Okay,
of the
sounds like Valerie.
each of the NPCs obviously they have their strengths.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will add Valerie.
Is that okay, Gunther, if we take Valerie?
Yeah, that's fine.
The thing is that I don't know if Jadal is upgraded because I know Valerie is, but I don't know if
I think she
Jadal-
is. She looks like she's level 4.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't know if
sure.
Liz-
I'm not sure if he actually looked at her stats and leveled her up with the abilities that she could have because she has an undead skeletal horse.
Oh, that's true. She had a lot of new things.
Yeah. So I'm not totally sure if she's been complete. I have to go check.
I can't even remember if I leveled up Lindsay either. I might not have. I can't remember.
Let me check right now. Let's see. Okay, Valerie's updated. Lindsay's been updated. Tristan
Okay.
not updated. Jathal's been updated. Well, at least updated. I mean, they're level 4. I don't know if you're there. You know, you've actually totally leveled them up, but they're at least level 4 on paper.
I remember I updated her, so at least I know that Valerie it is updated.
So you summon Valerie, and she comes back. Now she's gotten a new set of armor. By now, she's kind of gotten rid of her armor that represents her as a paladin of Shaylin, because she is kind of struck out on her own now. So she now shows up. She's in plate mail, and she is now just she's a fighter.
I see Valerie and say, Valerie, how are you?
She comes and gives you a very kind of a very deep bow. She says, "My lady." So you can tell that she is very comfortable in kind of a court and acting noble because that's where she came from, and she's been behaving like this ever since you guys have become lords and ladies. She says, "You have need of me?"
Yes. We heard that there was a creature that attacked a farmer's daughter, and sadly, her corpse is in those bags. We want to investigate it because, firstly, she was brutally massacred, but weirdly, her bite marks where the bites actually touch, there's no bleeding.
Valerie kind of she examines the contents. She says, I've seen many beast attacks. This is savage." Says, unless this beast had some vendetta against this poor person that's been killed. Even beast attacks, I've rarely seen it this savage. And she kind of does her own little examination, and she says, these limbs were ripped off before they were bitten. And she kind of shows you. You can see they were the arms were ripped out of their sockets. Whichever beast did this is clearly extremely strong. This was not a wanton attack by some forest creature. I can tell you that. This is a clearly a work of evil. She says, I think you're correct to investigate this yourself.
Yeah. Let's go.
So Holman, as you guys begin to set out, Holman kind of comes up to you guys. He says, my lord, I assume that you want to keep this quiet, for if word of some voracious beast killing farmers gets out, it'll cause a severe unrest and panic within the farmers.
Good idea.
Yes, let's keep this quiet. If anything, could you make sure we keep an eye on Tomas? Make sure he doesn't go around blabbing.
You said Holman says exactly. I'll see to that. So here is this is the hex containing Tomas's farm. You're given very clear directions on how to get there. When do you want to set out?
What time is it now?
It's early morning. You guys have just started your day and started your duties. You were about to just get to your ruling duties when this thing happened.
Nag I'm keen to go. Let's set out.
All right, so
What? Yeah.
it's 2 hexes away. You guys, because you go into difficult terrain, it's you can travel 1 hex on 1 day, and then it's gonna take you 2 days to get there.
Right.
Okay, so you guys are not gonna I don't have to roll random encounters because this is within your kingdom. But
So we can move it here.
yes, but
Okay.
I'm sorry, I kind of got disconnected by the audio, so I stopped hearing from where Taylor started talking.
so. Oh, okay. So I was just saying that white circle is where Tomas's farm is, and it's going to take you 2 days to get there because of difficult terrain. Even though you guys travel 2 hexes a day, when you enter difficult terrain, you can only travel 1 hex a day. You can voluntarily choose to camp if you want, but you don't have to camp because you're not going to get any random encounters while you're in your kingdom.
Is there advantages? Is there any advantage to us camping then?
Well, think of all the camping activities. Remember, you can build relationships.
Oh,
yeah, it's up to you. I mean, you don't have to. You can just choose to skip that just to kind of expedite things. So eventually, as your kingdom grows, I don't want, we want to make it so you don't have to be camping all the time. You only camp when you go into dangerous areas. So that's sort of the way I worked out how to kind of make it, work when you're not doing kingdom building. Because when you do kingdom building, you can do actions to make hexes safe from random attacks. So if you don't do that, then it just automatically becomes safe. But you don't control the shape of your kingdom. Your kingdom will grow arbitrarily based on what I decide based on challenge rating stuff.
Before we leave the kingdom, so I see that we have a lot of things in the party sheet. Did you change some of those to money?
What do you want to sell in there? Everything?
Is there something you guys want from there? I know these stag bow should be Lindsay's.
Yeah, I think Lindsay did take she has
the young Stag Lord's bow, not the Stag Lord's actual bow.
Oh, that's
the
Stag Lord's actual.
The one
he
he used to drop 2 of you on that one shot.
Yeah, but can she use it because she's a halfling?
There's no rules between but she still has to have martial proficiency.
She is. So we'll keep the short. If that longbow is even better, then we can. If it's better than what she has, we should keep it.
Yeah.
It is.
Actually,
I think the Stag Lord's bow should be a +1 striking bow. Even though I'm not sure it's represented in the stats, but it's a +1 striking, which means it's +1 and it's a 2d8 damage.
probably has better range than what she has,
Oh,
right? Because hers is like a.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. The longbows have 100-foot range. So whatever.
Can any of us use a short sword? I don't know if any of us use short swords. I don't think so, right?
No, but
I
did
don't
anybody
think
need like a +1 rune? Because we could always extract that and put it on something else.
Yeah, that's true. We could take the room. Yes. Yep. Good idea.
Okay, so whose inventory do you want me to put this stuff into?
Not Neg, because it'll
Because
crush him.
I can't sell anything unless I put stuff into the inventory.
put it on Valerie's. That way we know that it doesn't clash with anybody else.
Okay, Valerie. Anything else you want to keep? I'm looking at.
Yeah, we should keep the healing potions. So you guys that are fighters, you get those.
I think I've still got some. 2 that I can give to people if they need. These are just standard. Sorry, go ahead.
Antar,
Yeah.
did you want
No.
the full plate armor?
I won't be able to use
Whoops!
them.
I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. I just put a lot of coin into everybody's pocket. I just distributed.
Oh,
the
right
coin.
on. Let's put it back, though. I mean, I like it.
Well, one thing is I got to take it out of Valerie because the NPCs I don't want to confuse stuff by putting gold in their inventory. Right. So I got to take it out of Valerie's inventory and put it back in here. Put the gold that I gave her back. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then the arrows. What is a beacon? We can leave a beacon shot to who uses bow.
I think Valerie's the only one that uses bows. I'm not sure if, but I think.
I've got a composite longbow I've used.
Oh, you have a bow. You should take some then.
It's +1. I could use arrows, but yeah.
Oh, good. Do you have? Okay. Does everyone have a rune on their weapon, their main weapon?
No, because when we finished, we didn't distribute the money, so we didn't really know how much we had.
Okay, now I finished distributing.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I had to take Valerie out to make sure she doesn't get any gold in her inventory.
Hmm.
There we go. Okay, now everything's working fine. Inventory is clean, except for a couple of arrows. It's clean. There's a little bit of leftover change in there, but that's fine. And everybody should have the amount of money evenly distributed.
Okay, perfect. Then John, in those times that we were not fighting or camping, and we were inside the kingdom, I bought a healer's glove.
Okay.
For myself.
No problem. You can at any time you can buy stuff, especially the way we play now. You guys every week might be several months in game time. And also, if I say something like, we take like for instance, you guys took a month off, you had a month of downtime you can use to do whatever you want. If you want to go backwards and retroactively do your downtime stuff, you can do that too.
Okay. I cannot find the healer's glove. And that's a GM core item.
So
can you find it?
items.
Oh, shoot.
Healer's gloves. I found it right here. Regular healer's gloves, right?
Yes, because
It's a level 4 item. Oh, that's because it's not identified. Hold on. Here you go.
thank you.
Yeah, you can just pay the price and just drag it into your inventory.
I'm doing that right now.
There is an extension that actually opens up a shop, but that extension breaks. So I'm not gonna run that extension. I did it with 5th edition and is absolute nightmare. It's not only does it slow the game down, but it works 1/3 of the time.
Hey, in our new capital, is there a store that sells hats like the Puss in Boots wore? You know the type of hat I mean?
In the new capital, there are several small mercantile kind of
I
trade.
bought one of those because I have a riding dog, so it sounds like that would be perfect for me to wear. So
Well,
I bought one.
can you find an equivalent item on Archive of Nexus?
No, I doubt I can. I'll try.
Let me see.
I'll search for Puss in Boots hat. No. I'll see. Whatever. Don't worry about it. I'll find something in some book and create it if I have to.
Exactly. So that's how you manage. You're in charge of managing your own inventory and stuff you buy.
Yeah.
So if you find something that is obviously, if it's a unique item or if it's rare or uncommon or something, you have to have GM approval. But in general, if it's a regular item, just pay the money and put it in your inventory.
It's an adventurer's hat. Let's come on.
Yeah, you have to search. You should search by level because obviously you don't have access to items that are beyond your character level.
If you do Path Builder, you could actually look for items leveled, and it's easier to look at like all the magic items.
Yeah,
that way on
yeah,
Path Builder than it is
on Archive you have to put in like all these filters and stuff.
Yep. It doesn't work for me.
But with the Pathfinder system, it's actually very simple. What you want to look for sometimes is if you can find the hashtag, the trait, you can filter things by that trait. So let's say you're looking for arcane spells, you can filter by arcane. So that's very helpful. But if you're looking for something very specific, you might have to just kind of look around. I am more than certain that there is something that will give you what you're looking for in terms of the Puss in Boots hats. I mean, the amount of stuff they have in terms of supplements, I'm more than certain there's something that you can put there that's like that.
Yeah. All right.
That's a swashbuckler's hat, isn't it?
Probably that's
Yeah.
That's what it is. I want a swashbuckler's hat. That's it. Perfect. I'll find it. I'll go. I keep forgetting I have Path Builder too. Which,
yeah.
Like I paid for it, I might as well use it.
Path Builder's free unless you pay that $5 for it to stat out your companion, your animal companion.
Yeah, I did because I have an animal companion. So
I paid it just to support it.
Yeah,
but it is helpful with the animal companion because the animal companion rules. There's something that you learn it, you forget it, you learn it, you forget it. Not the familiar rules are not that bad. It's animal companion specifically. Those can get a little sticky, especially if you're trying to attack with an animal companion. It gets a little bit tricky. But you can do like 70 points of damage if you joust with a horse. and you land a crit. It's insane damage.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm probably just gonna get a spacious pouch real quick, just so we can carry a lot of stuff if we need.
Yeah, I don't know if you're at the point where you can get a magic bag. Or bag.
I'm looking. Spacious pouch 1 is a level 4 item.
Okay, so that's like the spacious pouch is obviously the bag of holding. It's just that it's been renamed for remaster.
The only thing is, it doesn't say like it's hold up to 25 bulk. It's only one bulk, but it doesn't say like its dimensions. Like I don't know how much I could like how big of an object I could put in it.
It's a cloth bag, so anything you can fit in a cloth bag. It's like that burlap sack with the body parts.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
then.
you can put some leather armor in there, I'm sure. All right, so as you guys are preparing to set out and head over to the farm, you guys are kind of getting at the castle gates, getting ready to launch your adventure. And then Holman runs up to you. He says, hey, wait, my lords, wait. I have some new information.
All right, Holman, what is it?
Take it.
He runs over and he says, one of my guards reports that there has been possibly another attack along the same veins. He said that he was on patrol and he was looking at the road that heads to the castle from the west, the direction you guys are headed. And he saw that there was a small body, possibly the size of a halfling. He wasn't sure. He saw this. He was about 100 feet away behind a hill, and he rolled around to investigate the body. But when he got there, it was nothing but a bloodstain. But he said that the body was very badly mangled, about the size of a halfling. He said.
Yikes.
He says, I can point you to the area. It's not very far from where you are right now. And Holman points down the road. You can see that down the road kind of winds into the forest. And he says, yes, right at the entrance of the forest. That's where he saw it.
That's strange. Was there any sort of blood trail when the body disappeared, or was it just the initial puddle?
Well, when he went back, there was a blood trail, but the trail kind of disappeared into the forest, and he immediately came to report this to me, and I came to report it to you. He says it was not before, it was just barely 2 hours ago while we were having our discussion when this happened.
Okay. So that leaves the question. Which do we want? Do you want to go to the farm first where we know that happened, or should we go to the thing that literally just happened a couple hours ago?
This the other body that was found at the outskirts of the castle, which is exactly where you guys are right now. It's at the end of the road you guys are on right now, into the that goes into the mouth of the forest. So you guys are going to be passing by the area Holman's talking about within an hour.
I mean, I think we should check it. Like, the blood trail should still be there, right? If we wait any longer, wait a few days, it's going to be gone.
Yeah, let's check it. It could give us other clues.
Yes, I also think so.
So you guys walk up to the area that Holman kind of pointed out to you, and indeed there is a big splotch of blood on the ground. It appears that somebody was killed here, and this body was dragged off into the forest. Now, when you see where the body was dragged off to, it kind of ends in the area in the forest that there's kind of, a lot of like a lot of kind of there's no more dirt on the ground. It's just like trees and woods and stuff like that. It kind of the blood kind of smears into there and then disappears, and you kind of look around and it kind of ends there. Like there's no body. Like, so it seems like the body was dragged from where it was, but then the body just disappeared.
Can I throw a survival to check if I know something?
Sure, I will accept a survival check to see if you can find out any more. If you just look at the clues of what has happened here.
Okay.
That is a regular success. You notice that the body was dragged by some humanoid because you can see the footprints on the ground, and it seems to be one set of footprints that was dragging this body away. But however, the footprints kind of when they get into the forest, you lose track of where the footprints go, and the blood stain also ends inside the forest.
Guys, this was made by a humanoid.
Yeah, so whoever you're not sure if the humanoid killed the person, but definitely a humanoid dragged the body away. Possibly to another location to hide it or something. You don't know, but curiously, the footprints disappear, so do the bloodstains.
I go to the nearest tree and do plant empathy.
Okay.
And ask the simple question of what oh my god, what direction did the person that dragged went to?
Okay, you can I think plant empathy is a nature roll.
No, it's diplomacy, it says.
Oh, okay, so it's the diplomacy roll. Okay, you can roll the diplomacy on the tree.
Okay.
I will answer you as only a tree because trees don't have eyes necessarily, so I guess the tree has to. I don't know how a tree would think, but okay.
Let's go give it a try.
Go ahead. So the tree answers you. You know, I felt pain. I heard a scream. You know, I had a sense of blood running into my roots. He says the blood was very sickly and not normal. Something was wrong with it. And then I felt the ground, something being dragged on the ground. Tree obviously didn't, unless it's directly near the tree, it can sense it, or around its roots, it can't, it doesn't have eyes. So that's what the tree has experienced.
Okay, perfect. I tell all of you guys that, and but there's a description that now makes it interesting.
So the tree also tells you that he says I felt there was a person in severe pain. He was attacked. He was trying to make it to the castle, but died before he could get there.
So a person was in severe pain, was trying to reach us, castle. My plant friends also tell me that it was not a normal blood, and that's more than it makes it even more interesting.
Yeah. So when the blood sunk into the ground and reached the roots, the blood kind of the tree kind of touched the blood, and it felt that something was very wrong with it, but the tree doesn't know what was wrong with it.
And I tell
you ask the plants in the area, and they kind of say the same thing. Some of the plants remember the body being dragged over them. Some of them were crushed when the body was dragged over it. But they said that somebody took this body and dragged it off.
Do you think this halfling might have been poisoned in some way, or maybe diseased?
The trees wouldn't be able to tell you that, but the tree says that something was really wrong with the blood.
The blood. Would Nate's knowledge of occultism help at all?
You may roll the occultism, see if you get
Okay.
see if you get a long shot on this.
All right, I'll take a long shot. I'm
All
arming
right.
my knowledge.
All right.
Oh. No.
Oh no, 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 no.
I feel like a retard or something. I don't know.
Hero point?
Oh yeah, you guys certainly can use hero points if you'd like.
Oh, I could use a hero point.
Yeah,
sure. I forgot I still had a hero point. All right, let's try a hero point with occultism, and hope it's not a 1. Oh, it's a 1 again.
You mentioned it.
Oh man, how do you
Wow.
double 1? How do
I
you,
don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. Somehow in Pathfinder, I seem to be able to roll fabulously low.
Maybe you have to
Well,
bet.
I don't have no hero points
low.
now.
do you know the chances of rolling a 2 1s? It's
I know.
0.0025%.
I should get 3 more hero points for rolling 2 1s.
Well, no,
I don't know.
you earned the opposite of a hero point, whereas you would have succeeded. The point will turn it into a failure. Well, okay,
Wow.
so hopefully we got our 1s out of the way for tonight.
Yeah.
With that,
Hopefully, let's talk wood.
yeah, unfortunately, you're in a situation where this is kind of beyond your ability to investigate right now, because of the nature of what's happened. There was a body here. There's blood stains on the ground, but the body's no longer here. You have nothing to look at.
Well, let's move on.
So we continue on to the farm.
Yeah.
But what you do notice as you start walking is that the footprints that had led to wherever this body has slain, you catch them. They're little halfling-sized footprints. Definitely smaller than a person, and you judge by the size of the feet. This is probably like a 3-foot tall person, so definitely the size of a halfling.
If I don't roll a 1 with halfling lore, could I tell by are there treads? Like, is this a funny halfling?
No,
that might
I'm not
actually
going to
look
make you
cute?
roll anymore for this because you roll another 1. It's just when you look at it, the halfling was whoever this was wearing shoes. They were wearing some sturdy boots, typical of what you would wear to be traversing this area. Wasn't anything strange. But you can see that this person, the footprints, they were not walking straight and comfortable. They were staggering like somebody's really drunk or injured. So this person was in bad shape by the time he got to this area. But there's clear trail of footprints.
Does the trail of footprints lead the same direction as the farm, or is this different?
It is
Like
it is
the-
coming from the same direction that you guys are heading.
Let's follow.
But if you want to follow the footprints, you can.
I think footprints are more recent. Maybe we should follow the footprints for now, then do the farm later.
So you continue to follow the footprints as you head down the road into the forest. However, the direction that you're heading towards the farm and the footprints then eventually change. The footprints are coming from a different direction towards a stream, towards the rivers to the south, and the farm just continues to the west. Do you choose to follow the footprints or go to the farm?
Let's follow the footprints because it's the most recent thing. The farm will still be there.
Yeah, the farm's not going to win anywhere. So
It
you
might be a walking farm. You never know.
you continue to follow the footprints, and it takes you to a definitely kind of gets you off course to where you were originally going to the south. And you follow them. You follow them until you come to this clearing, where it appears that there was a struggle. Those footprints that you were following were part of the struggle. And then also you see a different set of footprints, animal footprints. And it appears that these footprints and the animal footprints were in some sort of struggle, and there's splotches of blood on the ground.
Okay, so we have humanoid footprints, and we have
Yeah. It's halfling-sized humanoid footprints, and you have evidence of some sort of beast attack, animal footprints. Three padded paws.
pet.
Scarta, can you tell what type of animal it is by its footprint?
Nature check.
Yep. I'm going to give it a try.
Okay.
So remember, DCs are much higher now. Ooh, but
Ooh,
natural 20. With a natural 20, you take a very, very close look at these footprints. They are canine in nature, definitely. Without question, some sort of wolf type creature, possibly that warg. You can also tell that these footprints are way too big to be a wolf or a warg.
too big to be the warg.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, you roll a nat 20, so you realize that these footprints are very unusual. That warg that you guys met, you don't think made these footprints because they're too big. Their shape is also a little bit odd for a wolf.
So this could be the beast, maybe.
Does anybody have hunting lore?
I only have
No.
warfare.
Warfare
I
doesn't
have
count.
river lore. No,
What
no.
lore?
River lore, but we're not near a river. It's not a river animal.
No.
Unless it's a river, giant river canine, then I would know.
Yeah.
What else?
The footprints do continue before they were attacked. You can still follow them. They continue south to the stream. Or the river, rather.
Let's follow them. I mean, it sounds like an animal that needs to be put out of commission. Put to death.
Before we do that, Valerie, what do you think?
Valerie kind of let me see what skills she has that can maybe help out. Let me see. I'm checking what she's trained in. I'm not gonna roll something she's untrained in. So acrobatics, crafting. I'll roll athletics. Oh man, Valerie.
No.
Valerie's not able to help you tonight.
Next roll will be a 20. Doing 121.
They went to the extremes again.
Whatever evil caused this, we shall root it out and destroy it, she says.
Okay, guys, do you think should we continue then?
So it's already kind of like late in the afternoon, and if you continue, it's going to be kind of evening. So you guys continue to move along this road, along the footprints, and you realize that beyond the area where this poor person was attacked, the footprints seem to be running, like in a hurry. You can see that based on the size of the footprints, you estimate that the person is this tall, and the stride that he's taking, either this person's running.
And are these like the halfling size footprints, or these are full humanoid size?
No, these are the halfling size. So you're following the footprints of this person that before it got attacked.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he obviously he figured he was being followed.
So
and we can
whatever.
see the. Oh, go ahead.
So whatever it is, it's sentient, and it kind of stalks whatever it hunts.
Possibly. It's certainly it's certainly very strong, being able to rip joints out of their sockets. So whatever this thing is, it's dangerous. A lot more dangerous than just a common wolf. So as you continue to follow these footprints, you hear the rustling of the stream to the south, and you hear some voices screaming. They don't seem to be like screaming like I'm in pain screaming, but they seem to be screaming commands to each other, and there's a lot of they seem to be very distressed.
Are they
Okay,
very far
also-
away, these voices?
No, you're coming right up. They're at the stream.
Oh, okay. Good.
Did you guys? Okay, question. Did you guys want to rush in to help them, or are we gonna sneak and just see what happens?
Well, Nate would be willing to stealth up a bit to try and see them, if that's what we want to do. But it sounds like is it dire and urgent? That's what we're hearing? Screams of urgency?
Yeah, they do sound like screams of urgency. They don't sound like screams of combat or anything like that, as far as you can tell. Like somebody getting killed. But it seems like there's a group of people, definitely more than one person, and you can tell that they're yelling at each other for something, and it's happening at the stream.
Ned, can you do your summon to check it out?
Do my what, sorry?
Your familiar?
Oh, my familiar. Yes, my familiar could check it out. My familiar would fly, my shadow owl.
You summon your familiar. Rustles his feathers, and because nighttime is setting in, your familiar has excellent vision right now. Flies over to the stream, and through his eyes, what you see is that you see a strange sight. There is a... Let's see if this will work. So you come upon, it seems to be some sort of group of people doing an expedition, but they're all very short. They might be a group of halflings. They're about your size. They seem to be trying to navigate a wagon through across a stream, but something's gone wrong. The horses are spooked, and they are trying to buck and run their own way, but they're tied to this wagon. The wagon is halfway in the stream and almost being carried away by the stream, which is going to end up in a waterfall. Around the horse and the wagon, you can see 10... they're not quite halflings when you take a close look. They're about the size of halflings, but the face, the mouth, the ears, they're differently shaped. You think they're gnomes. I mean, you must have met gnomes at some point. They are kind of yelling at each other. A couple of the gnomes are trying to quiet down the horses with no success. A couple of gnomes are just holding onto the wagon to prevent it from dragging. They're tying ropes around the wagon to prevent it from being dragged into the river, and they're failing. That wagon is being dragged into the river. And then you can see that there seems to be one gnome, very flamboyantly dressed guy. He is sitting there and directing them. He seems to be the leader of the group. He says, "Don't let my materials fall into the river. They're irreplaceable. Irreplaceable, I tell you." Can you give me a what's it called? Some sort of perception check with your owl? Is it your owl?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what he is now.
I don't remember. Does your owl do it, or do you do it?
My owl does it. Oh yeah, my owl. Here it is. Yeah, it's I can roll it. I can put a modifier and roll it. Here it is. Oh, that's not the right modifier. Here, and so here is my owl's perception.
All right, let's see how good your owl rolls that perception.
He rolls 19 perception.
No, 19 is a regular success. You see that unbeknownst to these gnomes, there is a large group of kobolds sneaking around the bushes on the opposite shore. The kobolds, you can see one of the kobolds puts a finger to his mouth to the other kobolds, indicating, "Hey, we're going to ambush him." And you can see the other some of the kobolds are going into the water with their spears, and some of the kobolds are kind of circling around. Looks like the kobolds are going to attack.
I would then approach these gnomes and warn them. I don't like kobolds attacking.
All right. So do you guys decide that you want to rush in and help?
I
Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
problem with that.
Yeah, if Ned's going in, I'm going in.
Okay.
By the way, John, I still haven't. I don't see Valerie's
Valerie's what?
character. Valerie's character sheet.
Oh, I see her. It's not in the character selection?
Nope. I don't see her either.
That is strange.
I saw her, I think, in the the party sheet. Let me just check
Yeah, she's in
again.
the party, but no. Let me see if I can get her from there.
I cleared the owner. I cleared the owner. She has no owner, from what I can see.
Okay, now I see it.
Okay.
She's in the you should be able to click her sheet in the combat tracker too, or click her in the combat tracker.
It's a lot easier when you take control of
There she is.
There she is. Yay.
Well, I'm clicking on her, but maybe I'll just need to wait.
A whole bunch of effects. Oh, okay. Oh, she created a fear effect on us?
No, the fear effect was part of something you guys had. Gunther has automatic resistance to fear for being a fighter, so that's what that was.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right, and let's show you the action. So, as you guys need to roll initiative too. You may roll stealth if you'd like.
Okay. Not a very good initiative.
Okay, give me one moment. There's Valerie's. Oh my god, why that?
Wow.
I know, right?
That's good.
So because you rolled such a high initiative, nobody can stealth from you. So as you guys come up, as you guys rush into the scene, you realize that the minute you show up to the scene, the kobolds are begin their attack. And here is the guy. Hold on, I gotta bring another. This combat tracker's already has too much crap, but I gotta bring in more crap. And I gotta roll another initiative. Ooh, somebody beat you in initiative, Scarlet.
Oh wow.
Oh no, but that person, that character didn't beat you in initiative, actually.
Woohoo!
So you realize that the leader of these gnomes oh man, let's see. Do I have an image? Is a gnome who looks like this. He's very, very kind of like, very properly dressed. He's got spectacles on. He's got like an alchemical pouch with all these potions in it. And he's looking. He turns around as one of the other his helper gnomes tell him, "Boss, boss, boss, Sir Northropple, we got kobolds all over the place. Boss, there's also another group of people." And then this guy kind of turns around. He's like, "Oh, damn it." He's like, we need to save the wagon. The wagon above all else. What's inside is irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. He says, do whatever is necessary to save the wagon. He's like, oh, I wish I could. If I ever find the Baron of this godforsaken place that's poorly defended and unpatrolled, oh man, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. And he looks over at you guys. He's like, hey, you over there. Are you people of good intentions, or are you part of these kobolds trying to kill us?
Good intentions. We are here to help you.
Then
like
help
kobolds?
me. My wagon. There's value. It's such valuable treasure that is being carried inside. It's irreplaceable. You'll be well rewarded. Please help. Scarlet, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. I am going to do electric arch on this tier 4 guy. Right
So by the way, so with this encounter, you guys have to choose. You can fight these enemies, but in 6 rounds, this cart is gonna go over the waterfall. So you can fight the enemies, or you can rush in and try to save the cart. The cart's gonna last 6 rounds. I'm telling you up front.
Do I have anything?
Just by when you guys are watching the way the cart's kind of like tilting over the waterfall, so you estimate about 6 rounds.
I'm looking for a moment. So, question, John. I know this is an attack, but it doesn't really. It really doesn't really give a damage. So, can I use that to steady the card?
What are you talking about?
The tangle vine spell that I put in the chat.
Oh, I see. Okay, let me read
That
that. Let me
should
read
be
this.
able-
Tangle vines.
Yeah, like the entangle spell. There's
Oh, okay.
vegetation
No.
there.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to replace a different skill for that spell, so you can roll. You have a spell DC, because the problem is the spell is a saving throw. So what instead I'm going to ask you to do is roll your spell attack, and I will set a DC for you to roll against. And if you succeed, then I'm going to give you a success on saving this wagon.
Okay, then let me see something. How far is the wagon? Because then I have to move before I do that.
So you can see that these horses are completely spooked and trying to run each direction. One of the horses trying to run down the waterfall. So the horses are completely spooked.
Okay, so it's 50, and this is 30 feet. So let me move 10, right here. No, I'll move right. No, wait, that's an enemy. You know what? I'll move here. I know I'm next to the enemy when I do that. And then
Well, if you where are you moving?
here.
Okay, that's your move.
Yeah, and then I'll do the Tangle Vine, and you said and the attack range spell, right?
Yeah, just a spell attack.
Okay. Oh.
Hold
hero
on.
point.
15 is a failure. 12 is
Hero
a failure.
point.
Okay.
Hmm.
26 is a critical success. You raise tangle vines and they surround the wagon holding the wagon in place. So that's a critical success. It counts as 2 successes. Anything else on your turn? I think you used 3 actions.
Yeah, I did. So that in my turn.
So it is Jubilost's turn, and I'm going to introduce you guys to a new class called Investigator. So Jubilost, this is the first time you met this guy, but you can tell that he is a very kind of intelligent guy. He's dressed very fancy. He looks like he's part of some sort of, high society. He starts adjusting his spectacles and he looks around. He looks at the kobold in front of him. He looks at the lead kobold over here. And then he kind of investigates that there might be some sneaky kobolds kind of sneaking in the bushes. He takes out a firearm, a beautiful looking kind of custom made firearm. And then he puts a finger in the air to adjust for the wind velocity. He's going to roll a... Hold on. Give me a second. This is because I don't play this class, so I have to... So he's going to devise a stratagem. He rolls a flat d20. 12. So he assesses the situation like Sherlock Holmes. He looks at the wind velocity, the way the kobold is moving in the water, and he's leaning left and right, so he can adjust his aim, and he thinks he can't take this shot. So he looks at this kobold. He gets a +1 to circumstance bonus, which is a +11, and he uses that 12 that he rolled. So 12 plus 11 is 23. Against this kobold's AC is a hit. So he perfectly aims his pistol and shoots his kobold right in the chest. Minimal damage. He says, "Damn it, I miscalculated." He does a gunslinger's reload, and that's his turn. All right, we got a kobold fanatic.
Oh boy.
The kobold screams out in Draconic. I don't think anybody speaks Draconic. He screams out something in Draconic. This is because this is a river. It's difficult terrain, but he can still make it to this guy. That's a hit.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that hurts. He's going to take a multi-attack with his spear.
Ooh.
That's a second hit. Hold on, I gotta...
I must say that I like that how every time you attack, it appears that it does do the damage and all that.
Yeah, that's a bonus, but the problem is it's not exactly what I need to happen. Unfortunately, he kills this gnome. Talos, you're up.
So, what I'm gonna do is, I could actually set in charge. Let me just do the math here. How do you do it where like you grow? Like if I want to move forward and then turn, how do I do it where like I'm able to do like that 90-degree turn again?
What do you mean by 90-degree turn?
Like I move 15 feet to here. How would I like do it where I do like another?
When you enter the river, you have to roll athletics to swim. So this is what you got to do. You can only take one move over here. Then you got to roll to swim after you get there.
Okay.
So that's 2 actions just to start swimming. And swimming is not fun because you either move 5 feet or 10 feet unless you have a swimming feat. There are special swimming feats that let you swim for more, but they're specific like skill feats. So being in the water is not a easy thing to do. These kobolds have special abilities that let them move in the water.
Okay. So I want to try this. So I have quick jump, so I could do a long jump with just one action.
Okay, that'll land you in the water.
Okay. So I'm gonna move up to here, just have fun, and then I want to try going for that long jump, which I think I need to make a DC 15 athletics check.
Okay. That's a success.
Okay, so I could jump up to 20 feet
Okay, go ahead.
in any direction. So I'm gonna jump. So I'm gonna jump there. And
You still have
I'm
one
gonna-
action.
yeah, so I would have to make that check if I want to move over 5 feet here, huh?
You have to roll a swim.
A swim, and that's just athletics, right?
It's an easy thing to roll. It's 15.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah.
If you crit on a swim, then you can roll a swim 10 feet. If you want to be a good swimmer, you got to pick up swim feats, special swim skill feats. But swimming's not easy to do. Actually, it gets shallow once you get to this area. It gets shallower because the gnomes are able to walk here. But over here is the waterfall. Like anything beyond this line is a waterfall.
Okay, sweet. Oh yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right, we got a gnome explorer. He's going to buckle down on this cart, and what he's going to try to do is he takes out a little knife that he has in his pocket, and he's going to try to cut the harness because these horses are going crazy, and if things keep going the way they're going, the horses are going to eventually drag the cart down. So he's going to attack the harness of the horse and try to free one of the horses. 19 is a success. So let me look at the harness's stats. Hardness of 4 and 16 HP. Okay, he does not even remotely cut the harness. He'll try that again. 13 is a failure. And he'll try that a third time.
Oh.
Oh, wow. He crits the harness. Which is 7 points of damage. So because it absorbs 4, it only takes 3 points of damage. These gnomes aren't exactly fighters. Except for the leader guy. All right, Kobold Fanatic. Now that you decided to jump in the water and tussle with him, he is going to come over to you. He's going to flank you. He misses.
Cool.
He's going to go for a Hail Mary. In which he misses again. Neg, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to do some party support stuff here, even though I might die in the next round. You never know.
Well, nothing's coming after you right now. I don't know how you're going to die.
No, I see there's a gnome not far or something. Some strange looking gnome in front of me. Why? I'm going to give Gunther runic weapon.
Oh, excellent.
So that would be this. Did it cast on him? It looks like it did. And then for neither of those kobolds flanking Talos is hurt right yet.
I do have a question. Gunther, what kind of weapon do you have right now?
Composite longbow.
Okay, so Neg, are you putting the runic weapon on his bow?
I would ask him, what do you want me to put it on? Your bow or your sword? Or whatever you have.
I would say the bow.
On the bow, okay.
Okay.
Put it on the bow.
So your bow, is it like a +1 bow or regular bow?
+1.
So the runic weapon does not stack the +1, but it does stack the damage. It's not a +1 striking longbow, right?
No.
Because if it were, the runic weapon would do absolutely nothing. You need greater runic weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right, okay.
runic weapon,
That's
I
good.
believe, is a 2 actions. So you got a 3rd action?
Yeah, I got a 3rd action. On the Kobold behind Talos, I am going to cast Trade Death for Life.
Excellent. Let's see if you...
So
let's see.
this is it here. I'm going to hit it. It has to make this Fortitude 20 save. Oh man, it might have saved it.
Yep.
Damn it! It made it save. Sucks. And it didn't even have great Fortitude saves either. Shit. Okay, that doesn't do anything, I believe, if it makes the save. Unfortunately, I just double.
Yeah,
check
but
that.
I believe because it's your hex, you still have the effect from your hex that gives fast healing, doesn't it?
Oh, do I still get that? Okay.
I think so.
Have fast
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me read. If the target takes down a ruling creature within the hex's range, gains fast healing for as long as you stay. No, yeah, it has to take damage. So it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
The target takes damage only once from the spell. Yeah. No, it doesn't do anything. I'm moving on. I got nothing else to do. Darn it. Too bad he made a really good save. Man, 17. Shit.
This gnome explorer, unfortunately, has passed away. This gnome explorer, he is going to continue to try to help. He's going to run over to the horse and try... Well, he's going to walk over to one of the horses and try to calm it. Unfortunately, this gnome has no helpful skills to help make him do that, so I'm just going to do it. It's going to be a regular nature check with his wisdom, because he does not have... he doesn't have animal... he doesn't have nature. Nope. He will try that a second time. Yes, that is one more success. Oh, it takes 2 actions to do that. Now, I'll give it to you. That's fine. It should take 2 actions, but I'll give you. You guys need the win. This one over here, is going to try to stabilize the wagon by holding it. So he's going to roll his athletics. He does not have athletics, so he's going to roll strength. Untrained. That's a failure. I don't think this incurs multi-attack penalty, so that's 1 success. That's a failure. That's why he's self-loathing, because he can't do anything right. Gunther, you're up.
All right. I am targeting the one that the arrow is pointing at. Oh, can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
The one that's... Yeah, okay. Seriously. All right, next shot.
There you go.
Wow,
Nice.
there you go. Now we're talking.
That's where the runic weapon comes in.
And I got one more shot. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, you took out one of the kobolds. Excellent. We got Kobold Scout over here. He's going to wade through these shallows on over here. What is his speed? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go over here. And because he has, what's it called? Beat Valerie in initiative, he gets a sneak attack against her if he hits her. So because he is hidden from her, he gets a +2 to his attack. She's off guard to him. But a miss is a miss. He already made 2 strides and an attack. It's Valerie's turn.
Okay.
So the kobold comes over, tries to shank her with a short sword, but her armor's too thick, and she feels a bang on her back.
Yeah, she looks over and she's like, let's dance. And she's going to attack that. With her lungs.
Ooh, crit.
Ooh.
Yeah. 16.
Well, that one died.
Excellent.
And then she moves here. I need to remind myself, John, if I hit the +8 in the next one, it's already applied the multi-attack, right?
Yeah, you have to. The second attack has to be multi-attack penalty.
Yeah, that's what.
It looks like I think you rolled twice for some reason.
Why? I only clicked once.
Maybe the dead one was targeted still?
Oh, I think you had 2 things targeted at the time.
I think so.
Well, a 1's not going to hit.
Nope.
I mean, obviously.
But unless that ends Valerie's turn then. But at least she killed one.
So the leader of these kobolds, this guy has a fancy breastplate on for a kobold, and he screams out in common, "The new empire is here! Let me introduce myself."
New Empire.
You've never heard of this term, "New Empire"? He's describing himself as the New Empire. You have no idea what the hell he's talking about. So this guy appears to be a magic user. He looks at these gnomes, and he's wanting to kill these gnomes. So he's going to cast a magic missile. He's going to throw all 3 missiles at one gnome to take him out. Force barrage is not magic missile anymore. So he kills this gnome with magic missile, and he laughs maniacally. Yeah! This guy seems to be really over the top. You got a kobold scout over here. Let's see. He does not have any of you off guard because he's dropped down on the initiative. So he is going to... he is going to first make an attack against Valerie. That's a miss. And then he's going to have a skill called Hurried Retreat. So he starts moving away. Valerie has an opportunity
attack of opportunity.
So his Hurried Retreat skill gives him a +2 AC when he is defending against attack of opportunity. So you can make that attack. I have that effect.
Okay, well, I'm going to attack him. And let's go. Okay. What? Why is it 2? What am I clicking?
Valerie might have
Am
more than one person targeted.
Yeah, she's targeted herself
She's
and then
yeah. So I'm not going to take the attack against yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
The attack against
Why
yourself
can't
is the 21. The 29 is the attack against the kobold. So I'm gonna have Valerie untarget herself, obviously. Whoops. There we go.
Nope. You got her targeting.
No.
There we go. Untarget herself. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, John. Okay, and then
Sometimes I forget we're playing Fantasy Grounds. And then some targeting stuff reminds me. You still do 5 points of damage, even rolling on a 1. So this kobold takes a couple of steps back. And then he does a weapon swap when he gets there. You Empire Kobold, because you killed his ally, he's going to take his allied spot. Hold on. Let me get rid of the dead enemies. There we go. That's cleaner. Comes back in to reestablish his flank. Hoping to get his sneak attack. Nope, not going to happen. He's going to make a second attack. Still not going to happen. This Kobold Fanatic, he's going to climb up here. He's got to roll a climb, though. So that is an athletics check. He fails to climb. He's going to try to... Unfortunately, if he tries to climb again... Yeah, there we go. Fails to climb a second time. He gives up climbing. And then he is going to move all the way... Wait, does he have the speed? 1, 2, 3... No, he doesn't. He only has a speed of 3, so he can only move to there. That is round 1. Round 2 begins, and you can see that the cart is starting to tilt towards the waterfall, despite your vines holding it. You need more successes on this cart to stabilize it.
okay. I am going to do more vine on it to try and steady it so it doesn't tilt to the other side.
Yes, spell attack roll.
Okay, perfect.
What happened?
Oops.
Oh, you had Valerie targeted. It doesn't matter. Both a 17 and a 23 are a regular success. So that gives you one more success towards stabilizing this wagon.
Okay, perfect. And since that was 2, I am going to use skill on nature to see if I can tell them a way where they can stabilize more the cart.
What do you mean? Describe what you're asking.
Okay, so I want to use the skill nature to see if I can help them find a way from where I'm standing where they can move faster out of the water to stabilize the wagon.
Who are you doing this for? The gnomes?
Yes, the gnomes.
Okay, so you want to roll a nature to help the gnomes. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
To
Yeah, go ahead.
stabilize.
Go ahead. I'll take that.
Okay, perfect.
Let me see. What was that? 18 counts as a success. I will give us +1 circumstance bonus to the both the gnomes rolls because they're both trying to stabilize the card. So anytime a gnome tries to stabilize the card, I'll give them a +1 circumstance bonus.
Woohoo! That ends my turn.
But the gnomes are very bad at doing anything. Those helper gnomes. So the leader of the gnomes once again puts on his spectacles. He looks at the scene. He kind of assesses the distance that these kobolds are kind of coming towards you. He assesses the other kobold up there, and he's going to roll a flat d20, which is an 8, and he thinks to himself, He's thinking, do I have what it takes to strike him, from this angle? And he kind of, in his mind, as time slows down, and he starts measuring the angle that he needs to fire his gun and aim a bullet right into this kobold's skull. And he uses something called strategic strike. He's going to use his intelligence modifier to make this attack. Four plus his proficiency is plus 10 plus 18. That is going to be a hit. He's very smart. He knows it's going to be a hit. Otherwise, he wouldn't make that attack. It's going to be a hit. It's going to do damage. As he shoots this kobold in the back. And he starts thinking, he's like, can I make a second attack? He does a calculation. He thinks about it. He changes his mind. Instead, he creates an infused alchemical fire. Talos, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a strike on the one to the right of me. With a bite attack, so it'll be piercing. To target something, it's like control and click on them, right?
Yeah, hold down control and click, but don't target too much stuff or else you roll against everything. Remember that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do that right
I
now.
think that is the biggest error in Fantasy Grounds is that we keep forgetting who we're targeting.
So, usually it shows like the little like arrows in the corners of them, but I'm not getting that right now, so I'm not sure if I'm targeting it.
I see your arrows. For some reason, you don't see your arrows, and I don't know why. That's how it's been since the update.
Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
yeah, the GM sees your arrows. I don't know why you don't see your arrows. I don't know if there's an option that's gotten turned off.
So if you look on the combat tracker, it'll tell you who you're targeting.
Yeah, that's another way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, maybe if I do this.
Okay, that worked. I see them now.
Okay. That is a hit on the kobold. That's one kobold dead.
Cool. I'm gonna go for one more Jaws attack, and then I'm gonna race.
That's another hit. I do appreciate these little animations they threw in. You know, that makes it look a little bit more like a video game. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's my turn.
All right. This kobold over here is going to take a step. Oh, you can't step into difficult terrain, so he has to take a movement. But you don't have opportunity attack anyway.
I don't.
All right, so he's got you off guard. He's going to try to spear you while you're off guard. Oh, that's a hit, but that's not a crit, so that's good. That was a good amount of damage. He's going to try to make a second attack. That one's no good. We are up to Neg.
Okay. Yes, I will crouch down, and I will pull out my.
You're not dropping prone, are you? Because that costs an action.
No, I'm not dropping
okay.
prone. I'm crouching down on my haunches, and
Okay.
puts me very low to the ground because I am, after all,
That's a free action.
Yeah, and I'm targeting that whatever it is, New Empire or something. I don't know what it is. And raising up my lump of cold iron and firing my needle darts.
It is a blue kobold, sneaky looking guy. Yeah.
All right, I attack. Oh, I'm sure that's.
Whoa! Overwhelming. That is an overwhelming hit.
So it does.
Oh, he gets up. You obliterate him.
Okay, so my last action, since I'm crunched down and I can see those kobolds in the water attacking Telos, I'm going to cast Trade Death for Life on. Okay, let me clear. I always clear targets, by the way, so that's one of the reasons I generally don't hit myself.
It's hard to remember to keep doing that, because your mind goes somewhere else.
I don't trust Fantasy Grounds. I've done clickings and knowing I've
they should have a hotkey that lets you clear targets. I really think that would help. There's a button on the map, but it's useless. But you don't want to use the button on a map.
No. So let's see if this guy makes the save. Oh, the bastard!
Wow, he rolled a 19 on his fortitude.
It would look like a 3 and it rolled over to a 19. Damn it. All right, well, whatever. These are lucky kobolds. That's my turn.
All right, the gnome explorer is going to continue trying to save the cart. He has a +1 because you directed him how to steady it. It doesn't make it that much better because he's rolling at +2 now instead of +1. That's a failure.
Damn.
Second failure. He screams up, "Boss, please don't let the kobolds kill me." And he keeps trying. That's another failure. The self-loathing gnome. He's going to continue trying to do that because you gave him some advice on how to steady the cart, but they're not very strong. So they're not having an easy time following your advice. Oh no! He critically fails, and you guys lose a success point.
Yeah.
Darn it, self-loading.
Oh no! Self-loathing's right. I would hate myself if I did this.
Oh my god!
You guys lost 2 success points. Gunther, you're up.
I mean, targeting mage.
You're clearly going to kill these kobolds, but you might not save this cart the way things are going.
All right, targeting the mage. First shot.
Oh, no.
What is with all the ones tonight?
There's a lot of ones tonight. Not even on you guys' part. The gnome rolled 2 ones in a row.
Yeah.
Hail Mary, maybe I can get one.
Yay, there we go. That's a crit. Finally.
Oh, yeah. Shitloads of damage.
Wow. That was one shot for the leader gnome. He's gone.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay. It's Valerie that's up next.
Okay, Valerie moves here and tries to steady the cart to move it.
You have to go up to the cart to do that. So if you get up to here and you walk up to the cart, these are shallows. You can walk through it with difficult terrain. If you go into the blue area, then you got to swim.
Okay, then that means. Give me one moment.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. Where do you want to? Where exactly do you want to go?
Okay, there is fine, and I want to help them steady the cart to move forward.
It is athletics to steady the cart.
Okay. Yeah. Athletics. Don't fail me now, athletics.
Success, but not critical success. You get a success point for steadying the cart.
Okay, and then I don't think I can do more because it was 30 and I had 25 of movement.
Yeah, I think you. No, it's remember it's difficult terrain, so it's more than that. So you have to use 2 movements. Okay, Evil Empire, the new Evil Empire Kobold. Seeing that his leader is dead, they're gonna run. They've had enough. So let's see, 1, 2. He's gonna use a hurry retreat, but you don't have opportunity attack anyway. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 10, 15, 20, 25. So Kobold makes the edge of the map. Round 3. So you guys aren't doing too bad. You guys have 3 rounds to save this cart.
I'm going to do Tangle Vine again. Trying to steady that.
Okay.
25 is a success.
Okay, perfect. And then I try to seeing that I saw Valerie go there, I say I teach her with nature how to better get the horse to move forward.
So it's a help action, aid action on Valerie. Go ahead. You're rolling against the same DC that she needs to succeed in. Let me see. 13 is not a success.
Okay, then that ends my turn.
So Jubilost, now that he sees that the kobolds are fleeing, he turns his attention back to the cart. And he's going to use one. He's got a lot of skills. Jubilost has a crafting skill. So he takes out a stick and he jams it in a specific place to try to keep the cart from moving. 22 is a success. That's another success. Jubilost also has nature, and he's going to try to calm the horse. He does not calm the horse. And then finally, Jubilost is going to observe the area and use his survival techniques to see if he can find a easier solution. 16 is a success. So using his survival techniques, understanding the flow of current and the weight of the cart and the direction of the cart, he positions himself to have less current hit the bulk of the center of the mass of the cart, so the cart is less likely to fall. Because Jubilost is a high intelligence character, he has that option to do to use the survival. Talos, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna use one action to try and swim towards the car since I know that kobold's running too.
Yeah, if you can get to the white, that's a critical success. You get 10 feet.
Sweet. Is that enough to reach the shallow?
Yeah. We'll say it is. Because I said everything that's white is shallow, so that's fine.
Sweet. I'm gonna run around this way to right over here. And is there any way I could use actually I'm gonna follow Jubilant's lead. I wanna start using crafting to go place a stick and kinda like wedge it into where the hard car can't move as much.
So you need to see because Jubilost has a special kind of abilities and stuff like that. In your case, if you want to follow his example, I have to give you a different DC, but you can try it. Yeah.
Okay.
Following Jubilost's lead, you shove a stick into the other wheel, jamming the wheel in place. So that's a success. You still need a good number of successes before the card is stabilized. However, this kobold is up. 1, 2, 3. Just like his friend, he's going to get over here.
Right.
So victory conditions, if all the kobolds flee the area and you have at least 2 helper gnomes alive, then you succeed. And at this point, this combat is going to end with these 2 kobolds either getting killed or leaving.
Oh, I want to shoot one though.
Okay, we will continue combat because the kobold has to start his turn at the beginning of the next round to successfully escape.
I just want to try and kill one. I think they don't deserve to live. So I will move. I think I can still hit it if I move my 25 feet. I can hit one of them. I think. Let's see. Clear. Yes, that's 55 feet. I'm going to try and shoot that one there with my needle darts. And I'm moving up with the idea that I could help stabilize the card if necessary. All right, needle darts. Let me get back there. Okay, attack. Oh, I probably did hit him.
That's probably going to kill him. Yup. He's gone. Yeah. There you go.
Doesn't deserve to live. That is all I can do this turn.
Hey, so Gnome Explorer is going to continue to try to use your advice and stabilize the cart with his strength. Oh, and he scores a success. Finally. He scores a second success.
Almost an 18.
Third one's a failure. The second gnome's going to do the same thing. Oh, no.
No.
You might want to tell the gnomes to stop helping you.
Self-loading will not do any more helping.
Oh, yeah. There we go. He made up for his failure with a crit success. That's 2 successes. Gunthar, you want to do anything? We're gonna at the beginning of next round. This encounter is gonna end with you guys succeeding because the encounter conditions is if there's 2 gnomes left alive, which there are. But maybe you can. I'll give you a little bit of extra XP if you can kill the last kobold.
That's my thing.
Exactly. Why wouldn't I?
Mm. Oh, good.
Oh, there we go. 27.
It's dead.
Not dead yet.
Oh boy, I didn't kill it. Wow, must be really close to death.
Second shot.
It's gone.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go. You win. All right. You guys, because of the success conditions, you don't have to keep running this through. You're going to eventually succeed if there's no more kobolds here. So you guys successfully kill all the kobolds off, and eventually, with everyone's help, you're able to get over there and stabilize the cart stabilize the horses, lead the horses to safety, and then you guys slowly drag the cart out to safety. And the Jubilos comes up to you. He is obviously the leader of the gnomes. And he says, I must thank you wholeheartedly for your assistance. I am Jubilos Northropple at your service. And he does a very courteous bow. He says, I thank you for my aid, because if that cart had fallen into the river, all of my life's work would have been lost.
I'm Tal. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Though, your work, if you don't mind me asking, what is it, and why did you need to travel it so much in the wilderness?
Oh, well, I don't know if you folk are from this land, but I had been on my way to come meet the rulers of this newly founded backwater empire over here, although you would think that they would do a little bit better to control the local monsters. And he's completely oblivious to the fact that you guys are the leaders. He's like, yeah, these these little backwater hamlets that show up, in random places in Galarian. Half of them don't last more than 6 months, but it is my job to document. You see, I'm an encyclopedist. I have documented the history of Galarian since Earthfall. He says, and I'm also an expert in First World mythology. He says, now, if he says, first off, I think you deserve a hearty reward for your assistance. And he hands over you a big gold pouch of 200 gold. I'll add that to your inventory.
Nice.
He says, I am not of unlimited means, but for saving my life's work, I certainly think you deserve everything I have at the moment. He says, I can always make more. I can give more lectures and so forth. He says, but I really must meet the rulers of this place. I need to, record every nation that springs up, even if they only last 6 months. And he's completely oblivious to the fact that you guys are the rulers. He's just kind of looking at you. He's like, could you tell me more about these lands? This is my first time here. I sent one of my one of my helper gnomes out last night to go ahead to the castle. I believe this castle called Mournhold. I sent him over there to announce my coming, but he, for some reason, has not returned.
Well, I think we know what the reason is.
Well, what's that?
He's not able to return, ever.
Well, why wouldn't he? I mean, I pay my helpers handsomely to be
That's
obedient.
not because he didn't want to. Something got him.
Got him? And his eyebrow. He raises one of his eyebrows.
Yep,
You know what happened to him?
That's what we're out here trying to find out.
He says, well, I suppose once we get our cart in working order, we should get over to the castle and meet the rulers.
Well, we should probably let them know that we're sort of sub-rulers.
You are the rulers, even though you're not.
Yeah, we the rulers.
Yeah.
You are the rulers. Even though you're not the Baron. You're part of the Baron's council.
We
Why
don't
would
need the
tell him that?
responsibility of the Baron, so too much.
So his helpers start fixing up the cart. They kind of gather the horses, feed the horses, kind of help them out. And Jubilost kind of he looks around and he says, there's something strange happening in these lands, and I think I should stay here for a while so I can investigate it. It's call it a hunch, but I've been researching First World lore for nearly 400 years, and there's something here. The veil between the material plane and the First World seems very thin here. It's like, do you know anything about this? So
Well,
everyone,
we
the
did.
the first world in Pathfinder and Galarian is equivalent to the Feywild. It is a plane that is kind of very wooded, and fairies and fae live in, as opposed to, like, the Shadowfell. It's like the Feywild, and it's a big deal in kind of the lore of Galarian.
Well, I kind of trust him enough to tell him that we've sort of met a matron of the first world not too long ago, and she greatly assisted some of us.
He opens his eyes open wide. You met a matron of the first world? She's like,
Yeah, I can't remember her name for the life of me.
she calls herself the Guardian of the Bloom. He says,
Yeah,
he says,
I mentioned the
there's
Guardian
only
of the Moon.
there's only been a handful of events where such high ranking people of the fairy court would meet with people of the material world. Are you sure this was like some matron or a leader? It wasn't just a regular. He says, that's fascinating. You must give me the entire account. He claps his hands, and one of his helpers comes over with a notebook.
I would just tell him we were in dire straits. It was a very, very dangerous situation. You see, we were facing the Stag King.
Yes, I've heard you were facing the Stag King. He said that would make you the rulers of this land, would it not?
Indeed.
We are
indeed.
So he realizes that he's been insulting the ruler, not realizing that you were the rulers, and he kind of straightens himself out and just kind of pretends it doesn't happen. He's like, well, anyhow, it's clear that I've come to the right place for, there is something happening in terms of the connection between the material plane and the Fae, and the lands of the Fae, the first world. There's something happening with that here in your lands, he says, and it's and I, being the world's foremost expert on the first world, I believe I can be of a great assistance, and I think that this will be an excellent addition to my encyclopedia. He says, if you are the sovereigns of this land, if you would not mind, I would love to offer my services. I have more than enough to take care of myself and my helpers. But I will, if you do not mind, I can go to the capital with your blessing and assist you. My knowledge is indispensable. Yeah. I am a world-renowned investigator.
I want to know from him.
I've been solving mysteries for 800 years. And
I would ask him if
everybody do a perception check on him.
Okay. I also want to ask him if he thinks that this connection to the first world is emanating throughout this land or from a specific location. Does he think it's coming from a specific place?
Let's get the perception checks first. Fail. Terrible. Let's see if anybody notices anything. Oh, Gunthar.
Gunthar did.
Super perceptive tonight. And Valerie. Both Gunthar and Valerie both noticed that there is a streak of white hair on his head that he is covered with the rest of his hair to kind of not show it. But you notice a streak of white hair. And Jubilos, to answer your question, he says, well, you see, that's a difficult question to answer, because you see the rules of planar travel and planar overlap are very different when you talk about two different planes that are diverse. He says, you see, something that has a particular location in the material plane may not have a location in the first world, and vice versa. So if there is some sort of influence of the first world coming into the material plane, there might be a location specific in the first world, but not specific here on the material plane. He says, that's what I think is happening. I think there is something in the first world pushing into the material plane here. He says, but it is so far too early to make such conclusions. I must set up a lab. I must do my experiments. And he says this with complete certainty, like you're just going to let him do whatever you want.
Jublex, another question. When you say something influencing, could it possibly enter? And could other things like it enter across that?
Well, if that were to happen, it would be cataclysmic. You already know of what is happening to the north in the world wound when the planes of hell have entered the material plane. It causes utter catastrophe and ruins every piece of land around it. And I can't imagine that something with that in the first world would be any different. He says, I hope that's not the case. He says it may be an anomaly. It may be some form of curse, but unless we do a thorough investigation, follow all our leads, we can't make such conclusions just yet.
I see.
I ask him, is it not the case that sometimes the material plane touches to the first world and makes a path to it?
That is
without.
Yes, and I have never been to the first world myself, despite my extensive knowledge on it. He says, but I've been searching for a place just as this, a portal, an entryway into the first world. He says, if I could find one, and if I could see the first world with my own eyes and document it, that would be my life's work.
I encourage you to come into our land and continue your investigations.
He says, and besides just investigating what is going on with the connection to the first world in these lands, he says, I can be indispensable in helping you on any case that you may require assistance. He says, my detective skills are unmatched, and you can tell he's kind of like full of himself.
I also noticed that
Really?
fancy firearm you have. Are you capable of defending yourself? Like if you were to come out with us on expeditions?
He does a little gunslinger kind of a little flip, and then he kind of holsters it. He says, he says, my dear gentleman, I've been alive for nearly 2,000 years. I've survived the worst. He says that Betsy over here, not very. These weapons are not very common among these lands. But as you can see, this is not magic. This is pure science. And he starts explaining how gunpowder works and how igniting gunpowder can fire a metal projectile with such force that it can destroy an enemy. He's like, this is a customized weapon created by me from Numeria. He says I am very experienced in combat, in negotiations, in all various sorts of things.
You went to Numeria, and you didn't come out a slave?
He says I have my connections. He said I am too renowned for them to try something like that.
Well, I think we will be able to find this into our kingdom if you intend to stay. But this lab you speak of, is this something that you intend for us to provide you, or do you already have all the materials?
No. I have more than enough resources on my own. I'm sure I can go to Brevoy and give some lectures on the first world to earn some extra income if needed. But I would not burden you for my own work. But I simply wish to have your blessing, and I wish to provide my services if needed.
Well, I think we should give him our blessings. Yeah. What does everyone else think? Should we give him our blessings?
Yeah, I'm on board for it.
Yes.
Yeah, but do we also need to give him an escort?
He says, not necessary. Just the kobolds caught us, and the kobolds definitely caught us off guard. But I can assure you that we can make it back safely.
Good. It's very fortunate that we patrol our borders, or it's those kobolds that were surely taking you all out.
I take a paper from my writing set and start writing a note. and then give it to him and say, "You can give this to the leader of the mercenary, Homer." It's called Homan, right?
Yeah, Holman.
Homan. And tell him that you were helped by us, and you're welcome into the kingdom.
Yes, of course. But I would like to know what happened to the helper I sent yesterday. You said that he was attacked.
That's why I suggested an
We're
escort.
on his trail, actually, are we? No, he was. Yes, he was.
Joe Blah says, I take, I can't let this go. I take this very seriously. That my helpers, I pay them handsomely, but they're not just my subordinates. I care about them. And that man had a wife and a family that now I have to face. He says, it would be remiss of me not to help you solve this crime. Please tell me everything that has happened. Perhaps my skills can help.
Well, we are on the trail of some beast that unfortunately tore him to pieces. Am I right about that? I think I'm right about that, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and
So he looks at you and he's kind of adjusting his spectacles and kind of stroking his goatee. What manner of beast?
well,
A very dangerous canine. Go
I
ahead,
don't think
sorry.
it's a canine at this point, because at one point it had when we were following, it had humanoid aspects
Right,
in
that's
the
true.
footprints. And the weird thing is that in the places that it did bite, no blood was shown, but on the savage way that the corpses were, and I not to Valerie, her expertise told us that it was like being full.
It was like what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Being full. That's what John said, right?
He says, but you didn't find the body of my helper.
We didn't. We just saw blood. Strange blood.
So he concludes, he says, well, from what you described, there was a monster or a beast or an animal that had killed my helper, and then a person had dragged and hidden the body for some reason. He's like, potentially there are at least two culprits. Is this person working in league with the monster? And he kind of like, he kind of starts thinking, He says, what you need to do is find a body that is not destroyed like those body parts that you found in the bag and not missing. Because once you have a body, you can examine its mechanism of the person's mechanism of death.
That's true.
That is true.
Because whatever killed my helper and this other person, this farmer girl that you're talking about, whatever killed it has to have a signature, has to have a means of killing. And if you can find the means of killing and you investigate it, you can discover who the culprit is. There's always clues.
Well, we're not just looking for a body. We hope to vanquish this beast. We hope to destroy it and vanquish all that it is.
Well, at the moment, it does not appear that we know what this beast even is or where to find it.
That's right. Well, we had a trail for it.
So Jubilost gives your note to his helper. He says, let me accompany you. He says, not to worry, my helpers can get back safely.
Good idea.
John, how many days did it took for us to get to this point?
This is just one day. There's just this one day. This is the evening time.
Okay, then I nod to Valerie to go with them and for her to return when she finish.
Okay.
Would that be okay with everybody?
Yeah, sure.
If she escorts them back, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can escort them back and then be back by the next morning.
Meanwhile, we need to. Well, we just have to say we're going to camp, and we do camp, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to run the camping mechanics, you can. It's your choice. You guys are within your jurisdiction, so you don't have to. Once you leave the yellow border, then you have to.
Okay, before we do the camping, I would like to look up everybody's body, the kobolds.
Right.
I mean the
Okay.
gnomes or whatever it was that we attacked.
Give
Yeah,
me
we should loot them too.
yes, and also I think I gotta distribute some experience points. I did promise you some extra experience point because you killed that last kobold. So I'm gonna have to.
How about extra experience for Scarlet's clever use of the Tangle spell?
Um,
I'm pushing here.
I'll combine them then.
Okay.
There we go. All right, you are slowly inching towards level 5. You're not that. It's not that bad. You're 400 out of 12. Out of 1200. So you're 1/3 of the way there. You got the award from Jubilost. The kobolds have just some basic kobold gear. I can. Where's my? They changed the area where the enemy's equipment is.
Oh, on the NPCs, you mean?
Yeah, I don't see them anymore. There used to be an area where it says inventory for the enemies.
Bestiary. Yeah, I wonder if
I
let
don't
me see
see
the
it
one.
anymore at all.
You know what the interesting thing is that when we go to actions in the upper part, it says exploration activity. I wonder what it does if we do like investigate or something like that. I don't understand it yet.
Yeah, this is really weird. Okay, yes, some of them have them, some of them don't. I don't, and I have no idea why.
They may not have gotten updated.
Yeah, that's probably okay.
Crap.
So we got some spears. We got some leather armor. You don't you don't find anything of value, but on that kobold mage that you killed, you when you rifle through his things, these kobolds are casting spells spontaneously. You don't find any like powerful magical equipment, but you find inside his pack among a lot of mundane, food and rations and stuff like that. You find a purple armband.
Oh,
Oh, they might have been portaloos or what.
But this is not Tartuk. You
Yeah,
recognize
yeah.
you guys would not fail to recognize Tartuk. This guy, even though he's a magic user, is not Tartuk. He's not purple, obviously. But he
No, no,
had
but I was
yeah,
thinking,
but there's something strange going on. He has a purple armband,
by the way, John, what color were these kobolds?
and these kobolds were actually strangely of mixed heritage. There were some red scaled kobolds. There were 2 blue scaled kobolds, and that mage was a kind of a silver scaled kobold. So that's actually very unusual. And Jubilos kind of points that out. He says, "You have some strange, you have some strange monsters in your lands. I've never quite seen kobolds of different heritages working together."
This is the first we've seen of them too, and calling themselves the New Empire. We have encountered some black skull kobolds, but they were just all united, but they've been dealt with, and they're all united under one purple kobold.
Yeah, he says, I wonder what this new empire they are talking about means. Well, and this purple armband, he picks it up. Well, this is some sort of, this is some sort of a way to some sort of uniform or way to kind of demonstrate your allegiance, I suppose. If you are talking about some purple magic using kobold that you've encountered before, this is maybe his signature. But we would have to either capture a kobold and interrogate him, or we'd have to do some more investigation to find out what this is actually about.
Yeah, and that leader kobold also had a breastplate. I never seen kobolds so well equipped either.
He says he says very crude, but yes, it is indeed very strange to be on a kobold.
If they've got all this gear, this guy has his cart, could we put it on his cart rather than carrying it? Maybe let him take it back and we'll get the money from later on.
Yeah, that's fine.
That way we don't have to worry about carrying it on our party sheet.
So when you take off that kobold's breastplate, you realize it's a magical breastplate.
Ooh.
This is actually Jubilost is going to identify for you. It's a +1 breastplate. This is an item you don't actually have access to yet, but you happen to find on kobold, because it's the rune for armor is level 5. So it's something that you guys can actually use if you wanted to.
If you can wear a breastplate.
Yeah, I put that in the inventory. Breastplate, I believe, is medium. It's the highest level of highest degree of medium armor.
Okay, so I wear medium armor. Gunther, do you wear medium armor, or do you go for heavy?
Gunthar's a fighter. He definitely. Well, it depends, because it depends on your dex. Sometimes you don't always have to wear the heaviest armor by choice if you have a high dex.
Chainmail.
Chainmail is also medium.
Yeah, that's what I'm using now.
The breastplate is actually better than chainmail, especially a +1 breastplate. But the chainmail also has a noisy trait, which you don't want. With some with a little bit of a hammering and adjustment, it'll fit you. It's not a full set; it's just a plate.
Which one of you has a lower AC right now?
So our ACs are the same, but
Are the same? Okay, yeah, cool.
Gunther has the chainmail, has a noisy trait. Why doesn't he just take the breastplate, since I already have a breastplate?
It is in the party sheet. You can take it whenever you want. Yeah, remember, you guys have a wagon too.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Yeah. So as long as you're traveling over a world and you're moving about, so. We don't have to count weight, because your wagon's weight carries like 100 bulk or something. So it's not a problem.
I forgot about that. That's a good point. What? Scarlet, you were talking that new tab exploration activity, right? Were you mentioning that too? Because I don't think I saw that before. Is that something new? It's on the top of the
new.
activity.
I haven't seen it before.
What's it?
But I don't know how to use it.
Let me see. I remember these. Yeah, what the hell is that?
Well, it doesn't really do anything. Like I click on Scout and Defend, and it doesn't really seem to change anything.
Well, everyone remembers how exploration activities work in Pathfinder, right?
Yeah.
So when we're in, there's either exploration, combat, or downtime modes, and exploration is generally anytime you're not in combat, but you're moving about, but you're not overworld travel. So if let's say you're walking in a dungeon, but you're not in combat yet, you can declare an exploration, like I'm defending. I don't know how this tab can help us.
Maybe it's just so it marks it so that you can set it when you're exploring, and it reminds me of what you're doing. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
The cog beside it does not work. It doesn't do anything. If you click it, it doesn't do anything.
The only thing I can think of where exploration could help is if you're defending your AC. That means you have your shield constantly raised and you're moving half speed.
Right, and also Scout, doesn't it give us a bonus too
Perception.
for initiative?
Perception.
Perception, yeah.
And
That's what it is.
and initiative, I believe.
Okay, yeah, perception-based initiative.
All right. I guess, later on, I guess if we find one thing that's really helpful is you see the initiative, like that little box. You have a pull down menu. Now you can put anything you want into initiative, not just perception and stealth.
Cool.
But that's a rare case where you roll anything other than perception or stealth for initiative. But it can happen in Pathfinder, especially during skill encounters. Let's say you are having a debate, you would probably roll diplomacy as as your initiative. I like that. That's helpful. That's appreciated.
Yeah, that is, because let's say that my initiative, I want to do a performance as an initiative. I just throw it. That's really cool.
But what I would rather have is an activities bar that doesn't lag to high hell.
You're wishing too much, man. I know the activities one is really bad. You can not use it if you know what activity you're doing. It's only you don't have to use that, but yeah, of course, yeah. The favorites is nice, but I only have a few. I mean,
there's another specials tab. What the hell is that? Yeah, I don't know what the special tab is. If you look at the cogwheel on the top of your thing, on the very, very top, next to where the close button is, you see a cogwheel. If you open that cogwheel, there's a click checkboxes that you can have a favorites or specials thing.
Which tab is this you're talking about?
In your character sheet. So if you look at
But which tab? Because I don't have it at the top. I just have exploration activity at the top.
Higher than that. Those little buttons on the top.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So you see that there's a cogwheel, and if you click that cogwheel, you can add the option of two more tabs, a favorites tab and a special tab. I don't know the utility of either.
I mean, the special tab that appears there makes you appear a special tab.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what it does.
I'm hesitant to use it because it would just slow the sheet down.
Exactly. I think half the problem is these sheets are not optimized.
No.
To function properly. They're just barely usable. That's sort of how they are.
I kind of wish that is there a way where we can read when they do what they do those changes in?
Yes, there is, but you have to be following the forums, because there's the team that updates Fantasy Grounds in general, and then there's a specific Pathfinder 2 team that's updating the Pathfinder 2 stuff, and they have two different forums.
And for the Fantasy Grounds one, the suggestion form for it, they don't follow it anyways. I mean, the 3D.
They do it. They do
way down, and they threw that in.
They do to some extent, but it takes generally 5 years for them to fulfill a request.
Yeah.
That was token stacking. Yeah. It's been 5. It took them 5+ years to fix token stacking.
Yeah, I know. And I know that there's some good stuff near the top, but it's been there since I had Fantasy Ground Classic.
That's all right. I mean, it's the fact that they keep they're at least making some improvements makes me happy. The fact that they added this stuff where you have little balloons pop up when you attack, that's actually a very welcome addition. That's
good.
It doesn't seem.
I really like that,
and it doesn't seem to slow the game down or anything. So I like that.
No.
And then especially the indicator when somebody fails a save, it pops up. That's something I need as a GM, especially when you throw a fireball. Mm-hmm. Because if you throw a fireball, I have to sit there and figure out who got hit by the fireball and who did it. And that can be a nightmare, especially because Pathfinder has a lot of ancillary rules depending on who crit failed and who crit succeeded and stuff like that. So it gets a little complicated. So I appreciate that, but unfortunately, that little pop-up thing only lasts for a second and then it goes away. That I don't like. I need that to stay there until I clear it.
Yeah, because the chat window is hard to read for that stuff. It is in the chat window, but it's hard in the chat window.
It'd be nice if they can clean up the chat window too. They can maybe change the font where the unnecessary stuff is small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a different color at least. Yeah.
But you know what? They did fix fonts. Fonts are noticeably better. I think they're using a different font.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember in the past I was feeling old because I couldn't read half the stuff there, and I had to increase the UI. Now with a regular UI, I can read the fonts. So they must improve.
I got booted out of a campaign because I couldn't read the small stuff. When I had my smaller side monitors, the DM booted me out.
That's not nice. I mean, unless it was really bad, that's not nice.
No, I mean,
I wouldn't boot somebody out because of that. That's like booting somebody out for a physical impairment, you know.
Well, I couldn't. It was Pathfinder 1E, and you have to constantly drag effects because it's not like a modern rule set at all. It's not like this, right? You got to drag the effects like onto your character when you're going to charge or whatever, right? You've always got to be doing that. So if you can't see the effects, which are really small, I mean, really small, then yeah, I have older eyes. I don't have young eyes anymore. Anyways,
well, my eyes are getting there too. I mean, I'm hitting middle age, and my eyes not quite what they used to be. I do have to do reading glasses just for to read like a regular book.
Yeah, ditto, man.
It's but a small textbook. Forget it. I'm not touching it. Those Pathfinder mini books. I bought one. I'm like, why did I buy this? I can't read it.
Oh yeah. They're pretty bad.
Yeah, like you have to read it with a magnifying glass. Even I think a normal person can't, like a young person can't read it. I don't know how. Why? Okay. Anyway, let's continue.
No. I managed to find in activities, when you click the star and make it your favorite, that would automatically move it to the favorite tab.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
That I do. I have that for mine. I have that.
I really wish the activities tab would load faster. And there's absolutely no reason why it can't. I mean, this is not like, like 10 gigabytes of information or something. This is just, something that I don't see a reason why it loads so slow, but it does. Because we have, we have like modern computers like that can load billions of points of data a second, and this can't even load a tab of information. That's what, it frustrates me a lot.
And mine don't even show up on the favorites tab anyways. I've always had favorites and they don't show up.
But it's but still, I mean, Fantasy Grounds is still, makes the game much faster than if we were playing in real life, because in real life, I play a lot of Pathfinder in real life, and what you got to do to get through an encounter, and it is really it's very slow. So we can play 3 encounters in the time it takes often to play 1 encounter. Mm-hmm. So anyway, moving on. Do we need to take a break? It's almost 10:15 now. We didn't take a break today.
I think we can continue a little bit more, like maybe half an hour more, because for me it's 11:16.
Okay, let's continue a little more, and then we'll just call it for the night. Mm. So Jubilos joins you guys for the rest of this quest. Valerie comes back in the morning, and it's 1 day's travel to get to the farm. So I will advance it for 1 day.
Yeah, let's go to the farm.
Advance it to the 19th. So you get to the farm, and of course, Tomas is not there, so the farm right now is just nobody's tending to it. You kind of take a look around, and as Tomas told you earlier, even though he's very distraught, he did manage to tell you that his daughter, what was her name, Shakri?
Her name was called
Saki.
Saki. Yeah,
Yeah, Saki.
Saki.
So he said that Saki loves to go gather strawberries at night. She likes being at the pond at night because it's very pleasing to her. And then there's moonflowers that grow at night that are very beautiful. So she likes being out there. And the last time he saw her alive was when she went out to gather strawberries. So you guys head over to the strawberry patch next to the pond. And you're looking around and you see the spot where probably Tomas found his daughter. There's blood just spilled all over the place. And among those body parts that you found, after a thorough investigation with Jubilost helping you, you find a couple more kind of small body parts, pieces of skin and nail. Jubilost also is very keen. He doesn't leave any stone unturned. You find you find her ear with an earring attached to it. And Jubilost says, unfortunately, this body is way too destroyed to kind of make any meaningful assessment of it.
So sorry for her. Can we get an idea where the creature
Yeah.
left?
Survival check.
Okay.
There you go.
It's a success, not a critical success. You find a set of tracks, but they're not monster tracks. They're human tracks. The set of tracks kind of you see they seem to be hanging around where the body was destroyed. They kind of walk around it and then they disappear into the forest.
So we saw animal tracks around the lost, big, like bigger than a warg's footprints around the last body, and now we see human footprints around this one.
Well, you see human footprints in the vicinity, not where the body is. Where the body is, it's grass, so you don't see it. You don't see any specific tracks there. It's a strawberry patch.
Right.
Jubilost says. Jubilost looks at what you found. He says, "It doesn't make sense. I can't imagine, just a human doing this much damage."
I have a gut feeling. I ask him, do you think this could be a lycanthrope or a shapeshifter of some sort?
Jubilost's eyes widen, and he's going to roll a check.
Okay.
Jubilost rolls his occultism.
Whoa, better than
So
I did.
Jubilost screams out, "Yes, that's it! That's it! That has to be it!" He says he definitely loves your idea. He says, "That would make perfect sense. You see, if this were a werewolf or some other form of were animal, that's what would explain why we sometimes see human footprints and then sometimes we see wolf footprints. And then if you connect the dots, didn't Saki like coming out at night?" He said, and then Jubilost kind of he taps his head. He's like, "Okay, so tonight is the 19th of Desnus. That means we have a waning moon." He says, "Eureka! 2 nights ago, it was a full moon."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
He says,
We have
but I have, but whatever lycanthrope this is, it must be an extremely dangerous one. Something that is clearly not compatible with civilized society. He says, and unfortunately, lycanthropes, werewolves in the night, they are notoriously difficult to track down, but they always leave clues.
Would our weapons damage them? That's another concern.
Well, there's common knowledge. You need silver.
Yeah. What about cold iron? Does cold iron do more damage to them?
Unfortunately, I have my own supply of cold iron. Seeing that seeing what I do, seeing what I've got to go through in my studies of the First World, they do not harm lycanthropes.
Then I look at Neg. Neg, didn't you buy at the same time as me a silver chunk for when you were going to use needle darts, or did you never bought the?
I bought cold iron. I bought a big chunk of cold iron. That's what I used to fire it. But
So,
our
in
friend,
terms of buying silver, a silver chunk costs 10 gold. Unfortunately, it's not useful in making weapons. You can use it as your needle darts. A silver ignot, which is something you can use to construct a weapon, costs 100 gold.
oh yeah, maybe I better look at my inventory. Did I might have bought a silver? No, just a cold. So if I fired my needle darts with a chunk of silver ore, it would do silver damage.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, let's look around and find it.
Jubilos continues. He says, "Well, I don't know how powerful this creature is. The lesser lycanthropes, you can kill them without using silver. It's just that silver will do additional damage as they're vulnerable. The greater lycanthropes, however, cannot be killed with anything but silver."
But magic will kill them too, will it not?
He says it can subdue them, but to truly destroy it, you need silver.
Question is there outside of their when they're non-transform, when they're still in their human form, is there any telltale signs of lycanthropy? Are they like hairy? Do they smell a certain way? Maybe they suffer from chronic fatigue or sleep deprivation.
They are all, well. They will not act normally, as the most lycanthropes are unaware of what they have done during the transformations. However, when you greater lycanthropes oftentimes are already transformed to the point where they are one being and they do remember what they had done. But lesser ones do not. So oftentimes you will have people who were transformed at certain points, but do not remember what they had done. Especially with dangerous lycanthrope like a werewolf or a were-thiacine or a were-tiger, they can cause immense destruction, similar to what we see over here, and then wake up the next day and not even remember it. But they always wake up in a horrible cold sweat, very anxious, with adrenaline running through their body, and probably with blood all over them, naked. So they would know that something is wrong, but they may or may not be aware of what they are.
And are they able to spread this affliction if whatever they attack lives?
Unfortunately, yes. The curse of lycanthropy can be spread with a bite. So we must be extra careful.
So let's say we encounter this. Is there a chance we could get infected if we get bitten?
Yes. Unfortunately so.
But
well,
you see, there are two distinct types of were creatures. There are were creatures that have been afflicted with the curse, bitten by another were creature to suffer this curse. And then there are true were creatures, true werewolves and were tigers. These are creatures that were born as lycanthropes. They are the masters of the lycanthropes, the greater lycanthropes, and they retain knowledge and memories of everything they do, and they are pure evil. The ones that are afflicted, unfortunately, are victims themselves, unknowing of what they've done.
So
There
Jubilost,
are Pathfinder rules for being turned into a were creature, in case you guys get cursed.
but
Okay, cool.
Jubilost, would my cleanse affliction spell possibly remove it? It does remove curses.
I believe it gives you a saving throw bonus to your roll against the curse, because in a long run, you have to roll it against it yourself. Generally, it's something like a Fortitude DC on certain intervals, and if you fail, you get the disease progresses. If you succeed, the disease improves, just like poison. So if you have something like cleanse affliction, usually what those things do is they give you a bonus, but I don't know if that implies to curse. Is there some sort of there? I know there is a spell that eases curses. Let me see.
This one says gentle restorative magic pushes back the effects of toxins and more complex melodies.
No, that's not a curse. That so Jubilos tells you that unfortunately is not going to be helpful in curing lycanthropy.
Because it does say choose an affliction on the target, such as cure, disease, or poison. If it has advanced past stage 1, it reduces the stage.
Well, the thing is, the lycanthropy is a curse, not a poison or disease.
Yeah.
So that does not apply to cure affliction. Let me look up what is the cure curse.
I think it needs to be heightened to 4th. I think I found it. It has to be heightened to a 4th level. Attempt to counteract the affliction if it is a curse, disease, or poison.
Oh, okay. So you guys would not even. You guys don't even have access to the spell necessary to cure lycanthropy. So, so Jubilos tells you. He says. We're dealing with something very dangerous that can curse us all. He says, but there must be more clues somewhere.
Yeah, we have to keep looking.
So you guys continue to kind of investigate the farm, and you guys go over to the sheep pens, and you do indeed find that the sheep have been slaughtered, ripped apart to pieces, half eaten.
Oh no, poor sheeps. Do I throw a survival to see if I can find any clues?
Yeah, I'll take a survival. Perception will work too. Oh, that is a success. So you look when you examine the sheep. Obviously, these sheep were torn apart voraciously. They were partially eaten because whatever this creature was very hungry. Enjoyed the meat of the sheep. But you realize that there were more sheep killed than is necessary to eat. This creature took like a couple of bites from one sheep, but decided to kill everything.
This likes to kill.
Yeah, bloodthirsty.
Blood.
Anywhere else you want to look on his farm?
Real quick, John, the sheep bodies, they look about as aged as the torn up 16-year-old girl body, or
They actually well, from the kind of the condition of the sheep, they're probably maybe like within hours of that other body. So Jubilas kind of bends down to the sheep, and he kind of investigates. He says, "As you can see, these bite marks, they do not draw blood. This is a telltale sign of lycanthropy." He says, "We must properly dispose of these sheep's bodies. I do not know if they can be afflicted by the curse or not, but we must burn them." So Jubilas starts a fire with his little flintlock pistol.
Did Tomas say where he was when his daughter got attacked?
He was too
Yes.
distraught, so he couldn't give you that much of a narrative of what happened. But he did say that she never came home that night, and then in the morning when he went out to look for her, that's when he found her body.
Because that means that if the wolf attacked the sheep in their shed, that means it made its way to the barn too. So I wonder how close it got to the farm. Cause
Go to the barn. Let's go.
Yeah, the barn is
The thing is that-
pretty close to the farm.
But you know what? The weird thing is that how come the farmer didn't hear the sheep getting killed?
Jubilos kind of turns around and raises eyebrow. He says, "Have you thoroughly investigated this farmer himself? That he is not the creature in question."
Mm,
We didn't really.
no, not really.
He says, "Well, if he is the creature in question, he poses a serious risk being in the castle. Although there's no full moon for another, there is no full moon for another 2 weeks."
Mhm.
Okay. And when we return, we are going to talk with him, and we're going to put him in a cell just for the time of the full moon.
well,
Mhm.
If,
while we're here, should we just check the actual farmhouse itself?
yeah, I think we should.
You go into
We should-
so you go in and you examine the farmhouse. It looks like a very kind of average, normal farmhouse. You walk into the kitchen. There's some food that I guess the farmer was trying to cook before he discovered what he discovered, and it was kind of left to burn. You go into the farmer's room and you do an investigation. You don't find anything unusual. Just some old farming tools, some farming, almanacs and journals, some farmer's clothing. You walk into the farmer's daughter room, a very normal young woman's room. She has some clothes, she has some potted flowers, and then she also has this. She has this. This little this letter, and the letter is penned in a very kind of coarse kind of penmanship, like somebody not very well educated. And the letter says, "Saki, I'm going to. Let's meet again. I can't wait to see you one more time. I've been thinking about nothing but you." He says, "I hope you enjoy these earrings as a gift." He says, you will. He says, "I will write to you again as soon as I'm able to." And then on the bottom, there is the signature is only a T.
A T, like tiger?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's probably
Well,
not Tomas because that's her dad,
Well-
but it's somebody else.
yeah.
And then Jubilos kind of reads this, says, "Oh, the plot thickens." He says, "From what I can see from this writing over here, this is clearly written by somebody who barely has the grasp of language, probably another farmer. Can't imagine a scholar writing this way. Can barely spell half the words."
Maybe it was Mr. T from A Team.
Or Tortuccio?
Oh,
Oh my
man,
God,
wouldn't
can you
that
imagine?
be a plot twist? She's having a secret affair with Tartuccio.
I would be like, oh my
Yeah.
God, Cobalt slash no slash that would be like literally introvert. Well, actually, it would make sense if he came back as a
Oh,
gnome.
I'm sorry, it's not T, it's a B, like as in boy.
A B.
I got it confused because
Oh.
her father's name is Tomas. This letter
Okay.
is written by somebody who signed the name B as in boy, but it clearly is some sort of love letter. Maybe he's talking about how I can't wait to see you again. Here. This is a gift of I hope you like my gift. These earrings I sent you. So it looks like she's having a little bit of a romance before her tragic end.
I mean, I can't imagine she's been traveling far on her own. Maybe it's if you want to investigate this, there has to be another farm nearby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have passed
Yeah.
by a couple of different farms. So definitely this is one of the areas where the incoming refugees have settled. They've been here for more than a month.
Yeah, we have to search all nearby farms to see if there's similar murders and lives.
Or disappearance. Yeah.
So you guys,
Can
you guys go to the you guys kind of you guys already know that there's a couple of farms nearby. So you go to one of the farms you pass by. You go over there, and the farmer comes out to greet you. He says, good day, my lords. What brings you out here in the middle of nowhere at this time of day?"
Well,
Well, why don't we say, well, Matt, what's your name? Tell us his name. I'll say, my name's Nig. What is your name?
"Oh, my name's Jero. Pleasure to meet you."
Okay. Pleasure to meet you.
He says, I know who you are. You're our benefactors. You're our lords. We work for you."
That's right.
yeah, you are correct. Now we're doing sort of a wellness check, seeing how our people are doing.
Well,
How
I personally been I've been doing great. The land here is nice and fertile, more fertile than I ever could have expected. We've got our seeds in the ground, and we're expecting a great harvest.
that's wonderful. What are you growing?
Well, we're gonna go grow a little bit of wheat. We're gonna grow a little bit of corn. I know that the capital's put out a big push to just grow basic necessities. Maybe,
That's true.
yeah, because I understand that the soldiers still need to be fed. He says, and good hard day's labor is so much better than what I had to deal with in a world wound. Don't have to be watching out for demons popping out of the sky.
What about farm animals? Do you have any herds?
Well, we got an old cow. I got an old cow, but I haven't saved up enough money to buy pigs yet. It's like, yeah, I just milked her this morning.
Now growing wheat and all those produce, that's very labor intensive. Is just you doing that, or do you have other people here
It's
with
like, oh
you?
no, it's me, my family, my work hand. And he kind of whistles, and and another farmer comes up. It's his work hand. He comes over with a pitchfork and a straw in his mouth. "Evening, lords."
Wonderful day. I'm Talos. Who am I making my acquaintance to?
He says, Jeb's the name. He says, I'm Gerald's younger brother.
I see. And do you guys have any? You said you have a family. Do you guys have somebody you're betrothed to? Any kids? Maybe around the age of 16.
Well, I just came to help Jero out, but he's got 2 young kids. He's got a wife.
What are their names?
He's got a young boy named Killick. He got a young daughter named Jenna. His wife is named Rosemary.
Mhm.
Okay,
Well,
that's
this
good.
are
So yeah, so you guys are kind of like you're talking to them. You know, from what you're gathering, they just seem like normal, very kind of normal farmers. You don't know, you know, nothing that's kind of popping out, and you know, Jubilos is kind of sitting on the fence. He's watching the whole conversation very closely to know if there's any sort of foul play.
Okay, and and you said everything feels good on the farm. No strange behavior, no wild animals you've noticed.
Well, I saw Tomas running like a bat out of hell this yesterday morning. I don't know what the hell that was going on about. He ran down that road screaming and wailing.
well, we're sorry to tell you that his daughter Asahi has been murdered.
Murdered. And you know, they look like they have genuine shock. By whom? I thought this place was well patrolled.
Hmm.
That's why we moved here. We're sick of the dangerous, you know, Socaris, the daily demon raids. I thought this place was safe.
Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah, if you were playing Kingdom rules, that would add unrest to your kingdom for telling the farmer
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. But you're
That's
not
all
playing
right.
Kingdom. But you can see that this visibly brings them a lot of distress to hear this because they wanted just a peaceful life, planting corn and wheat.
No, but I also
Well,
want him to be careful and be on guard.
He says, "Well, is there
So,
anything I can do to help, my lord? I mean, I've only been here for a month, but you know, I do know the lands pretty well."
just
Um,
be vigilant.
you said that you had a wife.
Yeah, Rosemary.
Where is she?
He whistles, and then he says, "Rosemary," and then this plump woman kind of comes out of the house. Evening, my lords.
Good evening, Rosemary. Um, I know that we women like to gossip and things like that. Do you know if the young lady had a boyfriend?
She kind of doesn't answer your question. And then she says, I don't know, my lord." And because she says that, Jubilost stands up. He clearly has identified that she's holding back the truth. He says, "Scarlet, ask her again."
Hmm, are you sure? Somebody that, like, she's young, she's the right age of marriage, and there's nothing, no whisper?
That would be I would need a diplomacy check.
There
That
you
is a
go.
success. She says, "Well, I promised Saki I wouldn't tell anybody, but I think you know she and the farm boy from across the lake, Brevin. I think they have a thing going on, but I don't think her father would approve. He thinks she's too
Why not?
young. She's only
um,
16. You know, you don't. I think in Galarian, age of consent is like 17. I don't know. She's too young for that. She needs to grow up. You know, learn how to be a proper woman before she can just go around gallivanting with boys. I wouldn't approve if if my daughter wanted to, you know, to fancy a boy at her age either.
And what age is Raven?
Revan, he's not that much older than she is. He's maybe 17 or 18, but still, they're too young.
That's true. And what do you you have met Raven before?
Well,
What type of man and boy is he?
oh, he's a nice boy. You know, he's a little bit too foolhardy, a little adventurous type. He likes to go out in the woods and things and whatnot, but never cause any harm. Very nice, polite boy. Does his work, but still, you know, he's not ready. He's not ready to be dating anybody, especially a young girl like poor Saki over there, just caught up in the throes of love.
Does he have family?
Yeah, he lives with his mom and dad. They're just at a farm.
Where?
They're just at a farm just across the pond from Tomas's farm.
Thank you. This information's been really helpful. Did you guys have any more questions?
No, I think we should go to the other farm. I'm not going to tell it to him, but yeah, I don't have any more questions.
No, me neither.
Okay, thank you. This is really helpful. But there's always monsters and evil beings about. Unfortunately, again, nothing's 100% safe. But this is why we're here patrolling and doing wellness checks. We are well patrolled, and that's why we're here.
Oh, we trust you, my lords. We believe that you have our safety in mind. That's why we're here.
And that's why we're here
Yeah.
too.
So they do seem a little bit kind of jolt, but you didn't share the full details of the murder. But they're a little jolted the fact that there's a murder nearby, but they don't even know who the person murdered was. So you guys make it over to the farm that they pointed you to, the farm where Brevin works. And as you approach the farm, Jubilaw says, "You smell that in the air? Something foul. It smells like rot." And as you approach the farm, you see that there is blood and guts all over the front of the farm.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm. Blood and
Okay.
guts.
Yeah, so when you get to the front of the farm, you find the same grisly scene that unfortunate Tomas found with his daughter. There are body parts strewn all about the front entrance. The door is wide open. It looks like the door was knocked. One of the hinges was knocked off, like something busted in. You can see that there is a bloody sword on the ground. Like so there was some sort of attempted a fight, but obviously, the aftermath is the body parts all over the place.
Mm. And
Okay.
it's so gory that we can't even see real body parts or anything.
Oh, you can go around and pick up body parts. Jubilos Jubilos kneels down and starts taking inventory. He's writing into his notebook. He says, "I unfortunately, this grisly scene. I believe this is part of a spleen over here." So Jubilos says, "Well, why don't give me some time? I will I will investigate the body out here, to see what I can make of it." So he starts getting busy, kind of marking down the different body parts he found. He's like marking down the size, the shape, the color of it, what damaged it.
John, question: is this inside the farmhouse or outside?
No, this is
of it?
at the front door. The front door is knocked in. It appears that there was an attempt to barricade it, but something got in, knocked it off its hinges.
Okay.
Let's enter. I'm going to enter anyways. Nagel will enter and look around inside.
Inside the house, it's completely torn asunder. It is, chairs knocked over, window drapes ripped down, splashes of blood. You can see that there's blood leading upstairs, and when you walk upstairs, you open the door to one of the rooms upstairs, and there is a more intact body there, the body of a young man. It appears that somebody had ripped his throat out, but the body is more intact than all the other body parts.
Interesting.
And when you look around that room that you're in with this body there, you see that in the trash bin there are lots of crumpled up letters, and you open up the letters, and it's clear this is Brevin because you see the same handwriting, But this Brevin has been trying to write this letter properly, but he couldn't figure out the right spelling of certain words. But it was the same handwriting of the note that Saki got. So whatever happened to Saki looks like happened to Brevin as well.
Does Brevin's body, other than his throat torn, is there any like other damage to his body? Did it look like it got eaten anyway or torn up, or is it just that one killing blow?
Actually, the besides the throat being torn out, there are some claw marks, but there's no bite.
Okay, another question. This that we're at Brevin's farmhouse. Is this like, was this two across the way? Like the initial farm where the daughter died with was Thomas's farm like two farmhouses away, or this one away? Like
It's a different direction in the farmhouse away.
okay, so it wasn't like we skipped one house and found this one.
No. It was just in a different direction.
And this one was across the lake, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think
So
we need to try and see.
So Brevin's no longer a suspect since you found him.
I think we should try and find tracks. See if we can pick up any trail.
Oh, sure. You can go outside and roll a survival check. Obviously, whoever did it has left, so you can go outside and try to catch some tracks.
I will try a perception. I'm terrible.
Actually, survival, not perception, but 22 is a success. You do find tracks. These are wolf-like tracks that leave the house, and the tracks appear to be going towards the road that you guys came from.
But maybe Scarlet should roll survival. I'm not.
Okay.
Am I absolutely sure of that? Beyond a doubt.
Well, it's a success, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this does look very suspicious of Thomas. Even though Brevin's death they didn't even eat the body. So this seemed like a personal attack against him.
Yeah, it could have been an attack of anger from her father. Yeah, that thought crossed my mind.
Maybe that sprawl of body viscera, organ viscera, maybe that's the parents?
When you guys go outside, Jubilos does tell you that he says, yes, I've gathered all the evidence I can find in the body parts over here. These are two distinct people, a man and a woman, late middle age, probably parents of the body found upstairs.
Why did you spare his body?
If you have Jubilos in the party, there's certain things you do when you investigate where he just answers the question for you. Investigator has some special skills that are like fourth wall breaking almost in terms of D&D. He has that's odd and clue in and all that stuff. He just answers questions.
I would ask Jubilant if he had any idea why this creature would only tear out the throat of one of the victims. All three of the other victims have been torn into bits.
Jubilos says that is extremely odd. He says the only conclusion that I can come of what we found here is that clearly this creature did not kill Brevin the same way he killed the others. He did not bite Brevin, so he did not try to turn Brevin into a lycanthrope and curse Brevin. That is the normal behavior of lycanthropes that are not in control of their own behavior. So this tells me that if a lycanthrope chooses to kill two people in two different ways, this lycanthrope might be conscious of what he's doing, and we might be dealing with something a lot more powerful than we thought. As for the motivations, your guess is as good as mine. We need more information.
Should we look around this farm more, or should we follow these tracks?
Well, unfortunately, the tracks go to the road, but eventually they disappear.
So they can't be even found
Yeah,
beyond the
it's
road.
not
Okay.
like a sandy beach. You can follow the tracks forever. Tracks kind of come and go. At some point, you lose them because they go into the grass or something like that. You need a really skilled hunter to be able to find, like, like a broken tree branch or something.
Okay, so I'm going to. Can I give survival then a try and see if I can find that type of movement on
You
these?
need hunting lore. Survival,
Oh yeah.
you can roll a
Well, the-
survival, but it's not going to give you that information. It will give you some additional information. You can't find anything different. So the tracks disappear onto the road. So there's a path that
Okay.
the road that you guys came in, the tracks go that way and then they disappear.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop here because it's almost 12
Yeah.
o'clock for me,
Yes.
And I
and I
have to
work
go down
tomorrow.
to the kitchen for at least 5 minutes too.
Yeah,
right now.
we can absolutely continue this next week.
Okay,
This
perfect.
so what we're doing now is that we are you guys have activated this quest. This is I didn't plan to play you through this quest today, but you just happened to activate it, just like you activated Jubilost by going through that hex.
Mhm.
So Jubilost is a recruitable NPC follower. He can join your party just like Valerie. Jubilost is an investigator with a pistolero. He's an investigator with a pistolero archetype. If you want to control Jubilost, you got to read up on how to use an investigator. Investigators
What?
are fascinating, unique. Is a fascinating, unique class that is in Pathfinder. Their ability it relies on intelligence, and what they do is they're like Sherlock Holmes. They kind of use their intelligence to find the perfect angle to make a strike or something like that. Just like what you saw, what's it called? What Jubilost did is time kind of freezes and he just looks around and he kind of like does calculations in his head for a perfect pistol angle to make a shot. And what they do is they have a skill where they roll a flat d20 at the beginning of their turn. Whatever they roll, they can choose whether or not they want to use that. If the number is like a really high number, they want to use it, they can use it and they can put their intelligence modifier to see if they hit. However, if that number is terrible and they don't want to use it, they just dismiss it and they don't have to make that attack that turn. And what they do is they do other things like recall knowledge. They're very good at recall knowledge. They can do the recall knowledge clue in, and they can do things that boost other players. Depends on what you give them for their class feats. So they calculate whether or not that roll. So it's not like I'm going to make an attack. I roll a d20. They roll a d20. They already know the number. They choose whether or not to use it. So that's what makes them really unique. And they also have literal fourth wall breaking abilities in Pathfinder, where they have this ability where they roll something, and if they succeed, the DM has to tell them something factual. Like if you guys are stuck in a quest and like you have a murder mystery you're trying to solve and you can't solve it, for instance, let's say you hit a brick wall, they can use an ability like that's odd or clue in, and if they roll high enough, the DM just tells them where to go. Within reason, of course. So that's how that class works. It's a unique class and it's really fun to play. But it's up to you if you want to play Jubilost or not. I have leveled him up to level 4. He also has a secondary class, a pistolero. That's his little his gun, Betsy. He's very good at that, and he's
What are his strong skills, John? What are his strong skills? He knows occultism. I know that.
he's an expert in crafting, expert in perception, expert in society. He's trained in almost everything else. His only thing that he's not trained in is stealth, thievery, and acrobatics. Here's his character. Here's his sheet, actually. You want to review it?
I've got to run downstairs, but I'm coming back up in about 5 minutes. I just have to check something in the kitchen here that's put
Yeah.
on Wednesdays.